Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Well, good morning, good afternoon, depends where you are, but welcome to the SC2 MENA Cup number 17. I'm Winters, and with me is...
Widnu, thank you very much for the introduction, Winters.
Thank you.
And welcome back, everyone. It's good to be back. This is why I love Saturdays, because I get to cast with my good friend Winners. And this week, although the number of players is slightly less than before, we still do have some great matches coming up. We will be starting off our casting with a ZVT. It will be Rupture versus Breach. And Winters, are you ready to go, or do you have anything else to say before we start?
Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone, but I'm not sure if the stream is up right now. So it says I'm live and everything, but no, it says it's offline. Don't know why, though.
Let me have a look.
It says it's offline. Wait, let me check. I'm just gonna refresh. Oh, is it live? Well, okay. Sorry, guys. We are live, and God, the game has started here already. The loading screen is what we see right now. That's what our wonderful viewers should see. Breach has already completed the load. I'm just lagging behind slightly, but I think it's gonna be a great day. The map of the day we're gonna start off with is Daybreak, which is a nice change for once.
That's right, one of my favorite maps, and I think a great addition to the competitive map cycle.
Thank you very much. And here we are.
Okay, here we go, Winners. Welcome, everyone. I'm Twidno, and with me is my good friend Winners, and we are back to the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup. We are in Cup number 17 this time around, and we are starting off with a ZVT on the top right corner. We have Breach spawning as the blue Terran, and on the bottom left corner we have Rupture spawning as the red Zerg.
That's right, Rupture. He's the Egyptian hope in California. He plays Zerg and he plays it very well. He's been practicing hard, especially against some of his Korean friends, and it's really showing. Twidno, could you do me a favor and talk a bit? I just need to fix something in stream real quick. Please.
Sure thing, Winners. I would love to take over. So back to what my good friend Winters was saying, Rupture has indeed been practicing quite a bit. I'm not sure who his practice partners are, but it's definitely shown continuous improvement throughout the past few weeks. We've seen him go from a person who doesn't, who essentially competes just for the sake of it, but through continuous training, continuous practice, he's improved quite a bit and is now one of the better players in the MENA Cup.
Thank you very much for that, Twidno. I'm back. The stream is looking as beautiful as always. The SC2 MENA logo is there, and a big thanks to Last Resort, which is the new home for StarCraft 2 in the United Arab Emirates. Maybe some of the newer viewers do not know, but the SC2 MENA Cup is a creation of the United Arab Emirates and the StarCraft 2 community here, and that's what we promote. And Last Resort is now our new partner in the country, and everyone who does play StarCraft 2, why don't you go down there and check them out? Like them on Facebook, and I'm sure they'll tell you how to get there too. Anyhow, let's talk about this game. So, what do we have so far, Mr. Twidno?
Well, unfortunately for Breach, he did start off with a misplace on that Rax, so that Wallen doesn't exactly stop anything from going through, but looks like he is about to fix it. In the meantime, looks like our Zerg friend has decided to go for a hatch first, into pool and then into gas. So nothing too crazy just yet. Breach now going for a quick factory, so no expo coming out anytime soon. Our Zerg, on the other hand, is just joining up. He did take one gas and is actually mining off it right now. He might go for 100 gas before getting those drones off and back to the minerals, just to get that metabolic boost, which is of course a very essential speed upgrade for those Zerglings. Helps with map control, helps any kind of Hellion aggression, and things looking fairly common from here. Anything out of place for you, winners?
No, there was a little glitch on the screen for me, but it's all good now. It looked like kind of a hidden gas steal from Rupture, but it didn't show up on the map. But on the Vespian geyser of Breach, it showed up like like invisible. So that was kind of off-putting for a second. I thought there was some crazy Zerg sorcery going on, but it's all good now. But yeah, we have a Hellion expand here from Breach, and nothing out of the ordinary, nothing unexpected, and it is still, I guess, the most popular build on the ladder or in the metagame.
It definitely is, winners. It's a very safe build. Those Hellions are great for going around, taking out Zerglings around those watchtowers, keeping control of what's happening on the map, preventing a Zerg from easily taking a third. All those good things. Looks like we also have a very fast stem upgrade coming from Breach. I mean, he barely has any Marines out. I'm not even sure if he has any. Yeah, 2 Marines. So anyway, very fast stem from him. Not sure why. Maybe he's hoping for some aggression coming very soon, and once that stem ready, when he goes for it. In the meantime, still no sign of a third from Rupture. He did get that roach. He is getting that roach horn, so he too himself might be planning some kind of aggression real soon.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Everything is looking pretty standard so far. I'd like to see maybe something different from Breach. Breach, for some of the regular viewers, you might not know him, but it was known as Overstrike, and he changed his name. So he's been around for a while, and he's always been well consistent, and he's trying hard, but I think he's definitely improving. So now we have some switcheroo going on here, and well, now I'm a bit confused. Why wouldn't he build something? Oh, he's gonna go straight for a medevac for a starport here, I guess, if he has enough minerals, because the reactor is looking kind of lonely. The reactor.
But hold that thought, winners. We do have 6 Hellions now, poking and prodding outside the Zerg natural. I'm just looking for that third, but I actually think that the Hellions might be able to dash by the side. The spine crawler, although in a good position, it's very far out front, so it will not be able to defend much if those Hellions head towards the mineral line. Yeah. We see him trying to poke prod, damaging the spine crawler just a bit, but not quite enough. And now the roaches are out, which means those Hellions don't really value much. Yeah,
they should go home, but now we have... Well, there are a couple of SCVs who are incoming for repairs, but I think a Breach is gonna... Well, yeah.
Looks like it was a misclick, winner.
Yeah. Oh, but now here... Breach did pay attention, and now we have a lot of Zerglings kind of being wasted here. They didn't have to go down. He could have sent in the roaches and he would have been fine, but as we all know, Zergs are free. So now we might see some aggression here from Rupture, who's up about 20 supply, and let's see what he's gonna do.
This is definitely a good timing for Rupture to head out. There are no siege tanks out quite yet. Actually, the tech lab on the factory isn't even ready yet, so there won't be any siege tanks for a while. If Rupture gets that gets timing just right, he might be able to hit before any tanks are out, and without tanks, winners, those roaches can do a lot of damage.
But let's not forget he got that early stem here, and he does have about 3 marauders, so... But he should maybe repair some of these bunkers here. I mean, he's focusing them down, and oh my god, the SCVs are a bit late. One bunker goes down with the second bunker. The units have not even been stemmed, and now he walks up the ramp, and he's gonna go straight for the mineral line, and wow, this can be game-changing right here.
Definitely can be, winners. A big mistake by Breach, that not having that ramp pulled off completely. That's always a risk. Seems like he is dealing with this quite well, but he is losing a lot of mining time, sorry, and his supply is about half the supply of the Zerglings. So if Rupture keeps on rallying units, he could actually end the game. But looks like he has taken his third, and even if Breach defends this, he'll have taken way too much damage.
Yeah, I absolutely concur here. Now Marines are there, they're being stemmed, and now the roaches are being driven out, but a lot of damage taken. Let's look at that. Wow, 23 workers lost in that engagement, and wow, now Rupture can just power up. He can do pretty much whatever he wants, because he's in control, he's in charge, and now Breach is doing probably the one thing that he can do, and that is for a counter attack right now.
That seems to be his only choice winners. He is down on supply, he's down on harvesters, he's down on economy, and he still hasn't decided to close off that wall at the top of the ramp. This might come to bite him very soon here. We do see two medivacs making their way towards the Zerg main. I don't think Rupture is aware of it yet, so this does have the opportunity to do some damage.
Yeah, especially if he does take out a few critical buildings like a spawning pool, like the Roach Warren. Let's see, but a few roaches are already there, and let's see how he's gonna do this. A spine crawler there as well. He's focusing the spine crawler, and it should go down now, but now more units are coming in, and he didn't even focus down the queen. He should pick up and not lose anymore. It's a shame. He really, I mean, the queen could have made a small difference, but yeah, that was not something substantial. And now Rupture is even plotting down a few more spine crawlers at his third, and yeah, there's not much to say right now. What can he do to get back into the game, Mr. Twidner?
He needs close to a miracle winners, to be honest. He's still not producing any siege tanks, which I think is a huge mistake against this Roach link composition. He's not even mining any gas at all, actually. He's not mining any gas at all. He's been stuck on 90 gas for quite a bit here. I'm not sure if he realizes that, but nice to go for a third command center. I do not believe he's in a position to do so. Medivac with a few Marines denied at the Zerg third. Queen was in position to push it away, and I'm actually surprised Rupture doesn't go for a fourth. I mean, there's really nothing stopping him. He has complete control of this game. He has the supply advantage, the economic advantage, and is instead deciding to go out and might go for round 2 of this attack.
Yeah, so let's see what is going to happen now. Everything seems to be going in the favor of Rupture, but he shouldn't throw it away at all. And let's see what his next move is going to be here.
Should see, and I'm still surprised Breach is still insisting to try and go for this Bionic Force, and the Bionic Force is a good choice. It's just not very doable against this unit composition.
Especially only with 2 Marauders in the mix. I mean, he's seen the amount of roaches there are, and he's only producing Marines, so... And now, well, this... I mean, Breach now, he's trying to go around. His units are going to encounter a small force of roaches, and that might trigger... Oh, they're on move command.
Stimming all these Marines.
Yeah.
He does have a burrow, so a few of those roaches will survive for the time being. But Rupture now sending his entire force back. They will be able to clean this off. So Breach now, he has himself trapped. I mean, he went all the way and then decided to push out. There's no going back now. He has to do as much damage as possible.
He needs to focus down the hatchery.
With this. Definitely agree.
And he's not doing it.
No, he's not. He's going after the
now
spine for some reason.
Yes.
But he finally does it, winners. He does kill the third.
He should pick up
good.
his units and just get out of there. But well, the 2 medivacs escaped.
These Marines and Marauders had a one-way ticket, winners. There's absolutely no way they would have got out of that, especially after getting trapped. But it's good to see that he made the best out of the situation he was in. He was able to take out that third, which will definitely impact Rupture. He'll probably be wishing that he had taken a fourth earlier, especially with all those resources.
Oh wait, there was a drop we missed. Look at the main. All the drones are gone, and yes,
it looks like it was a double prong attack, winners.
Yeah,
so,
sorry,
we actually did a lot more damage than we anticipated, and although these a few small victories might actually be his ticket back into the game, but I don't know. Rupture with this huge unit composition, a lot of roaches, and a lot of lings. I'm not sure if Breach will be able to stop this. I mean, it's good to see he finally has his first siege tank out. So that's a huge plus. It'll definitely help him in that in the defense. But he's gonna have to do a lot more to try and stop this.
Yeah, absolutely. And look at the unit count: 49 drones here for Rupture and 52 for Breach. And I mean, he's slowly getting his way back, but he hasn't even started any upgrades on his Marines or such. I mean, he didn't have the economy. He's still only on 2 base. And let's see what is going to happen now. Rupture is going to take out, maybe not, the destructible degree, as he sends off another medevac here.
Yeah, I mean, so far the drops, although the first few weren't as successful, the two-pronged attack where he attacked, took out the third and sent another drop to the main, which unfortunately we missed, was able to do a lot of damage. So these small victories there might be his way back into the game. We will see now. I'm still upset to see that Rupture hasn't taken a fourth yet. He had all the time in the world. We looks like he isn't gonna go for an attack just yet. He did move his units back towards his natural, and
but he
I think.
Sorry.
Let me know what's on your mind.
We missed that he got a Baneling nest, so maybe he's gonna just push in, but I don't think that's the right choice. And now again, we have a Breach moving out, but this is the thing, moving out with 140 food, and now we have another drop here.
Another drop, and it won't be able to do any damage. He does pick off a few of those Marines, who will go back without really doing much. Still, it's always good to do these things. You do keep your opponent on his toes. You do keep him busy, and you do get an idea of what his unit composition is. I mean, he definitely saw the Banelings down. He does know that Banelings are in part of his opponent's unit composition, which is always good information. He has now taken his third. He will most likely transform that planetary fortress into, that command center into a planetary fortress. A little overkill with the turrets, I think, as he knows his opponent has no mutas. I mean, those 4 turrets are worth 400 minerals. Those 400 minerals could have been better used in units, I think. In any case, looks like Breach has decided to finally push out. He does have 4 tanks. Unfortunately, they are not upgraded at all. So is the bio, and I think Rupture will take this very comfortably, winners.
Yeah, and 2 of the siege tanks at the front, they weren't even sieged. A lot of damage though, but like you said, Rupture will take this with ease, and yeah, and he might actually walk through here. Maybe he shouldn't water his defenses. Well, there are still 2 bunkers here. There is a siege tank, so maybe not. And now here's another drop, but 2 spine crawlers are gonna get rid of that. And now there's only the Soul Marine here battling it out, and yeah. So Rupture now finally going for his 4th here. The 1-1 about to complete for Breach, and that was the thing. He shouldn't have moved out with that army. He didn't have enough siege tanks. He didn't siege them correctly, and he did pay the price. His main is just about mined out. So is his natural. So if his 3rd gets bombed once by Rupture, it is pretty much GG here, and that might be Rupture's plan right now.
Right, looking at the Terran's main, he does have a lot of SCVs oversaturation on the few mineral patches. He should consider moving them around to some of the other bases, but Rupture just checking around to see that to make sure his opponent doesn't take a 4th, and looks like he's finally going for it, winners, even with the planetary fortress.
Oh no, but now here he's moving
a little
out.
Undecisive, winners, but looks like he's gonna go for the engagement, and again the siege tank were cut and sieged for quite a bit, and Rupture is gonna make short work of this army. And Breach, man, I do not know what he can do. He's in a lot of trouble, winners.
I think this might be it here. Breach knows that, well, excuse me, Rupture knows that there can't be too much there, and now, well, he's starting, all these barracks should be cancelled there. Now the siege tank, nothing on the high ground. There's the GG from Breach. So game number 1 does go with a lot more work than it should have been to our Zerg from California.
Right, winners. Well played from both players. I think the game was essentially over when after Rupture's initial attack, his initial roachling timing, where he killed off about 20 plus SCVs. Although Breach did put up a good effort and was actually close at some times to coming back, it was very difficult for him, and Rupture was eventually able to overwhelm him thanks to better upgrades and essentially more units.
Yeah, absolutely here. So yeah, he did. I liked the drop play, but it wasn't effective enough. He didn't drop in the right places. He could have taken out 2 queens, and you know, these little things, that's what gets you back in the game, and he didn't do it. I mean, he tried, but he moved out at the wrong time, and he should control his siege tanks more. That's some of a few pointers I just like to point out. So I just need to give Breach the link here, because he wants to see what's in the map pool. And yeah, that will give us a bit of time here to talk about other things. So, my name is Winners. With me is Twidnu. We're casting StarCraft 2 from the United Arab Emirates. I'm in Dubai, which is not the capital or the country, it's a city. Twidnu, he lives in the capital, he's out in Abu Dhabi, and we're casting StarCraft 2. That's the game we love to play all day long, if possible. And we try to promote esports in the region. So please, if you like us, check us out on SC2 MENA. That's our Facebook page, the same handle on our Twitter account. And also check Gaming 420. That's the premier website for all gaming events in the Middle East and North Africa.
That's right, Winners. So yeah, please guys, make sure you check out all these websites. Make sure you sign up and like us on Facebook. The more likes we have, the better for us, as we are trying to grow the community, as Winners did mention. And I think we should be heading to a game number 2 fairly soon here.
Yeah, so Breach would like to have Shakura's Plateau. So let's just see who's going to create here real quick. So yeah, otherwise we have 975 likes on the page, so it's going quite well. I'm very happy with that, and we should hit 1,000 pretty soon. There is a new ad campaign in effect, and I also like to point you guys to, there's a link on the SC2 MENA Facebook page. It's the second kind of post. It is about the poll for Adhatak, or I always butcher the name here. They have created a poll asking players what tournament they'd like to see hosted by them. The choices are StarCraft 2, Modern Warfare 3, FIFA 12, and Halo Reach, I believe. And it's obvious what the game of choice is. So please, if you love StarCraft 2, get on SC2 MENA, like us, like the page, and then look for that link and vote for StarCraft 2. The more, the merrier, as Twidnu always says. And because StarCraft 2 has such a small community here in the Middle East, North Africa, we need to give the game a lot more exposure. So tell your friends about the best game ever created. Get them over to the page. Join us on Battle.net, SC2 MENA, all caps, no spaces, no nothing, and you'll find us here.
Thank you, Winners, for that. Looks like back to the game. Both players are ready to go. We will be heading into game number 2 here. Rupture leading the series, of course, with that very sweet victory in game number 1. We are going to be on Shakura's Plateau this time around. A classic favorite, of course, among all StarCraft 2 players. Both players are loading up now, and we should be starting fairly soon here.
That's right. So yeah, Shakura's Plateau, beautiful.
Right, here we go, Winners. Welcome back, everyone. We are here on the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup number 17. We are your casters, I myself, Twidnu, and my good friend Winners. And on the top right corner, we have our winner from the first game, the Red Zerg Rupture. And over on the top left side, we have Breach, our blue Terran, looking to score a victory here and to tie up the series. And the Winners, after that first game, how do you feel Breach will try and change his play this time around?
Well, Breach, he didn't make too many mistakes. I mean, his game, it wasn't bad. It was just the ramp wasn't closed off. I mean, the roaches walked right in, and he lost 23 workers. I mean, that puts you back. His upgrades were late. His siege tanks were late, and then it was basically playing catch up all the way. And I feel, and I know, if that wouldn't have happened, we would have seen a much closer game. And I don't think Breach should make too many changes. I liked what I saw, and again, this is Shakura's Plateau. Drop play is absolutely great here. I know I've annoyed a million people with my drop play here, taken out hatcheries, taken down structures, and as a Terran, I feel this map, you can have a lot of dynamic play with your Hellions, with your drop play. I like this map, and I'm sure Breach has something up his sleeve to show us, and especially because he chose this map, and then we'll see maybe you know, how game 3 will go, but I think Breach. I'm putting money on Breach for this one.
All right, winners. I'll hold you on that. Like you said, back to the first game. Breach essentially came down to one mistake where Breach allowed all those roaches to get into his main. And StarCraft is not a forgiving game, winners. It can be cruel at times. And one mistake like that can mean the game is all gone and lost. So, like you said, I do expect that Breach will play a better game, a more careful game this time around. And I do hope we see better performance from him, as I always love to see these games go all the way.
Look at this. When's the last time you saw 2 racks?
Oh, it's been a while, winners.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing.
Definitely a very good opening, as it does allow you to put some early aggression on the Zerg and try to deny him.
Don't let the drone in. Okay, there's one drone bites the dust, and let's see what Breach is gonna do right here. 2 SCVs. The drone's already being hatch just finished. Marines scampering. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one on the way. Another SCV being pulled here, and this is pretty much all in here for Breach.
I wouldn't call it an all-in quite yet, winners. But he is investing a lot into it. He is now building a bunker, but we do have 4 Zerglings out, so it's going to be difficult for him to get that up, especially with that spine crawler about 60% done. And I think Breach had the right idea here to go for the 2 racks play, as it does put the Zerg into a lot of pressure early on and allows you to expand safely behind it. But I think Breach got his timing all wrong, and spine crawler is already up, Zerglings are already out, and these Marines are not going to be able to do much really.
Yeah, so maybe I was a bit premature calling it an all-in here, but this does set you back. I mean, he's lost, well, 1 worker. He did lose a bit of mining time here. He didn't get the bunker up, and now the spine crawler was moved. Maybe there was a small window of opportunity there. But yeah, I think Breach is playing catch-up once again. He's floating now the barracks to seal off the front, and he's going to go for an expand because he is behind, and he should just pull back with these Marines. He might need them to defend, and once again Rupture is in the lead here.
I mean, I wouldn't call it so it's not a big lead. I mean, just a slight lead. That 2 racks build order by Breach, I mean, he was probably expecting to do a little more damage with that. I think he only killed a couple, or maybe 2 or 3 workers, delayed the mining a little bit, but definitely not enough to cover up the losses he incurred. He lost a couple of SCVs. He had to lose some money on that bunker, and he also lost a few Marines.
Exactly.
That investment definitely did not go his way, but again, it did not impact him too much. He does have his second command center up, and he's actually going for a 3rd command center this early, winners. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, this is something we saw at IEM, not on this map, but Puma, I believe he went for a 1 racks 3 orbital on Antigua Shipyard. So maybe Breach saw that and he's thinking, why can't I do that on Shakur's Plateau? But he wants to get back into the game, and maybe this is his train of thought. Maybe if I can get up another base and be ahead, and then make something happen. And I like his thinking. Well, what do you think? Do you think this is too risky, being too greedy, or?
It's definitely risky, but it's something. I mean, it's definitely a gamble. I mean, it's something which can either fall flat on his face, or can definitely put him in a very, very, very good lead, as the Zerg is still only on 2 bases. But it's all going to come down to if Rupture spots it and how he reacts to it. I mean, the 3rd command center is still not complete, of course. The expansion is already mining. I think the safer thing to do is to maybe keep that 3rd command center in his main and just use it to drop down mules and produce one more STV at a time, and only try and try not to show it for as much time as possible, as the Zerg will know that if you have 3 command centers this early, you will have very few units, and that might prompt him to go for some kind of timing, as we do see Breach was attack here, killing off a queen which was dropping down creep. So a small victory there for him, and he's actually doing quite well, killing off quite a few Zerglings, but all those Marines will finally be taken out. Not quite sure if that was worth it, but I will applaud him for the effort.
Yeah, let's give him an A+ for effort. Okay, great. So, Banging Nest has gone up, already attacking up to layer here, getting his upgrade. So we have, excuse me, level 1 melee attack and a carapace as well. And then queen number 3, you be remembered. So a little anecdote here for the queen that did fall, but I'm sure the swarm is gonna revenge her as Rupture is now taking his third. So yeah, I like your thought, just using the third command center as or for SCV production, but he should move it back sometime later. But sorry, I just got totally train wrecked there. There was a Baneling Nest which did go up, so we might see a little Baneling bust here for Rupture. Maybe he just wants to bust down one of the barracks and then roll right in there.
It could be. It does. He's producing 16 Zerglings at a time now. Actually, up to 18 now, and he is getting Baneling speed. So he could be planning some sort of attack, but it can also be just some kind of defensive measure, as he is now has started to Spire. So he's most likely gonna try and harass the muses, try to kill off SCVs at the mineral line. And I think he's just going to keep those Banelings to try and defend, as we see quite a bit of Marines, and I think he's going to be able to take out the third. Winners just wasn't spotted enough by
Focus Fire,
and he needs to Focus Fire the hatchery, but instead he decides to fight against the Zerglings. And once the Banelings reach there, there's absolutely no chance those Marines will survive. And once again, Breach misses the opportunity. He definitely has something going on, and Rupture actually made a huge mistake not spotting that in time. He actually allowed him to reach all the way to the third before reacting, which was very dangerous, as he had his Zerglings positioned all in the main for some reason.
Yeah.
But at least the hatchery was damaged, so he might be able. It might be easier for him to take it out sometime down the line. Great scan in the Zerg main. He does see the Spire. He does know that Flare Tech is there. So this should probably prompt him to start attacking and start building missile turrets for defense.
Yeah, he already done so. I mean, he has 1, 2, 3 in the main and 2 at the natural. And I think now, yeah, he's just reading my mind. He is floating down his third, so good on him. But for example, there was a mistake there by this, in the engagement we just saw. Sorry, I'm really having a hard time talking today. He should have taken maybe a few seconds to move behind the mineral line, maybe get in a better position, fend off the attack, inflict a bit more damage, but out there in the open, I mean, the Zergs are just gonna surround him and then there's nothing that he can do about it. So that's just food for thought if he does watch the replay or the replay of the cast. Something he should look out for. But now we see it's not a planetary here, and now we have Rupture attacking. Siege tank is not sieged. The Banelings are there, and oh, this is ugly.
Definitely ugly. Once
again, the ramp is open.
That's right. The ramp is open once again, and Siege Tech again was not. The tanks weren't sieged once again. Breach repeating the same mistakes which he went through in the first game. And those Banelings now going towards the mineral line, and a lot of SCVs are being killed, a lot of mining time lost. Once again, the Zerglings will be able to get inside the main if they hope to. The third command center has been forced to be lifted up. This is the disadvantage of not having a planetary fortress at your third. And Breach, man, it looks like he hasn't third much for the first game, losing racks now. Losing more units. He is able to fend it off for the time being, but
he should close the ramp.
I don't know what he doesn't want to wall off his ramp. He's gonna allow more and more Zerglings to stream in, and although the Marines might be able to eventually kill this off, it won't happen before incurring a lot of damage, both economical and to the number of units. And as we can see from the supply count, Breach supply is plummeting. He's down to only 55 supply compared to his opponent's 96, and he is forced to GG, giving Rupture the win and a chance to move on to the next round.
Wow, that was a bit disappointing to say the least. Again, he tried for something good, something creative. His thought was right, but the execution was just not, it wasn't there. And I'm disappointed. I like Overstrike. He's a good player. He's a consistent player. He tries really hard, but oh, that was painful to watch. I'm sorry to say.
definitely was. So what we know, making mistakes in a game, losing because of these mistakes is not is okay, but repeating those mistakes and losing again from the same mistake is definitely where things get messy. I think, especially if the two games were consecutive games. In any case, I hope Breach goes back, looks at those replays, and tries to learn a little bit better from his mistakes for next week's tournament. In the
Yep.
meantime, we have been invited to another game. It will be Seraphim versus Isamu, a PVZ winners. So a nice change.
Hello?
We thought you were gone there, winners, for a few
No,
minutes.
I thought you were gone.
No, I'm always here, winners.
Oh,
I guess the
thanks,
connection
thanks.
just bummed out. In any case, we do have a Protoss versus Zerg waiting for us. It will be Seraphim versus Isamu, back on Daybreak. And I think both players are ready to go.
Yep. They
So
seem to
Seraphim
be.
is our runner-up from last week, I believe.
Yeah, he is, and God, we need to ask him where he's from. We think he's from Lebanon, but we could be mistaken.
We keep forgetting. We were supposed to ask him last week. Isamu, of course, he is not a new face to the SC2 MENA Cup. He has participated quite a few times, and I think he was a runner-up at some point. So he is quite capable and doing well, even against a tough opponent such as Seraphim.
Yeah, so Seraphim, he's the Protoss hope, but, well, the Protoss is back. I'm not going to say anything else, but it looks like Protoss is back. So let's see what Seraphim has to offer. We're back on GSL Daybreak here. Oh, PVZ. I love casting PVZs. They're so much fun. So much fun. Are you still there?
I'm still here.
Okay, great. Don't do
up.
this to me. Don't do this to me.
All right.
Thanks. So yeah, Seraphim is taking his sweet time. Well, I guess he's an IR. You know, the connection might not be as good. So, but here we are.
So, winners, we are back here in a ZVP matchup. Over on the top right corner of Daybreak, it is our runner-up from last week. It is the blue Protoss Seraphim. And over on the bottom left, we do have the yellow Zerg, Isamu. And, I mean, we have seen both players play. We do know, how they each rank in terms of skill. I'll ask it bluntly. Who do you think is going to win?
Well, let's see. Seraphim was in a great position last week. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe the nerves got to him. It was his first finals appearance. And he took the first game, and then things kind of started going downhill from that. Maybe it was his decision making. Maybe he was trying too hard. I don't know what it was. Isamu, on the other hand, he's been constant and he's been working hard. And he's always upset when I tell his micro isn't that good, but I think it's actually gotten better. We used to laugh about his micro, especially in ZVZ. We've had some hilarious moments, but enough about that. I think he's worked hard on it, and it's paid off. He's definitely grown, and I know he represented the MENA region for the CYAC online tournament. That was the Japanese online gaming event, if some of you do recall. And now we see a 15 pool here from him, so he's going the safe route with that, which is nothing bad. So yeah, I think pretty even matchup. Who should I give it to? Okay, I'll give it to Isamu.
You think so?
Yeah, why not? And what about you? You gonna go for Seraphim?
I think I give Seraphim the slight edge. Just slightly. I mean, Isamu definitely has a good chance of taking this, but judging from what I saw last week, I think Seraphim's going to take this. As we see, he is going for a Forge fast expand, excuse me, and Seraphim being annoying as ever, dropping that pylon.
Well, it's going to be a cannon because this Forge is about to finish.
The question is he going to come back and turn it into a cannon, or it doesn't look like the probe's coming back for it. When I do not understand. He actually left it complete, so I'm not quite sure what his plan was with this. We have 4 Zerglings out.
So yeah,
That was very odd to say the least. He gifted them a free pylon, essentially, and even if he starts
now there's
building
the
cannons
probe.
now,
Yeah,
it's not
that's
going to
it.
make any difference. That's 100 minerals down the drain. Did absolutely nothing. Did not delay. Did not delay the hatchery one bit, and it actually might have delayed him from closing off that wall. Cannon now being morphed, and first gateway is up. Next is about 50% done, and it's fantastic to see that Isamu is going for a very fast third in retaliation.
Loving this play. I told you, and I like the fact. I mean, he could have taken his 4 Zerglings and walked across, because this wall, and I mean, he could have walked right around. I mean, he could have amassed a large number of Zerglings on the right corner here, and then where would Seraphim be? But now we have the cybernetics.
You think that was the reason he dropped the pylon? To somehow he felt that his wall was somehow going to be late, and
I don't know.
kept that pylon to keep the Zerglings busy.
Maybe we'll never know, but I hope you follow my train of thought here, because there's still a gap, and that one cannon does not reach the right-hand side.
Well, there's still a definite gap, and I'm definitely expecting him to drop down another building, or at least another pylon. Yeah, another pylon, and yeah, nothing's gonna be able to fit through there, as we did see that Zergling try and die. And looks like both players with the very standard build order. Looks like no aggression is coming anytime soon, as the Zerg will try and drone up as much as possible and mine from his third, and in the meantime the Protoss will do the same, try to get his mining going at his natural while slowly taking up.
Yeah, so now a nice drone transfer here by Isamu. He's up to 33 drones, and his income is already at over 1,200 minerals a minute. I'm liking it. Another queen making her way across, and he doesn't have anything except drones, and this is what Zerg is up to. Let's see, does Seraphim know about it? Absolutely not. He doesn't know about nothing here. So Isamu, next step is to get that creep spread going here, already getting a spine crawler, and I like what I'm seeing.
Definitely looking good from Isamu, covering all his bases, making sure that he's more than safe. He does have control over both watchtowers, so he knows exactly. He will know exactly if anything is headed his way. Building nothing but drones, and this is exactly what the Zerg wants. When Zerg wants to do nothing but build his economy, take bases, build drones, and only build the units which he needs. Yep. And looks like he's in a great position. But what's this coming out from a Protoss player?
Is that the War Prism?
That is indeed the War Prism. So it looks like Seraphim is gonna go for some
what is this?
The play here.
6-gate Robo War Prism play.
Well, the Robo is only for the War Prism. I'll give you that.
Another gate.
All the other gateway. I mean, this attack is going to be pure gateway units, and I do not see any overlords over on the top side of the map. So I'm actually a little bit worried for Isamu. He might not actually see this coming if Seraphim heads straight towards that third.
Yeah, I think and it might come as the +1 finishes. I mean, Roachborn is 20 seconds down. You know. Only drones. How many drones on the field? 71.
Oh wow! So he went all out with there, but he produced all the drones he would ever need. I think for this game, we do have +1 attack going. +1 attack being upgraded for the Protoss player, and we have 7 gates winners. So he'll be able to, produce a lot of units off those and be able to warp in a lot with using that War Prism. As we see the War Prism now making its way towards the Zerg main.
Yeah, sorry. Yep, I'm seeing that. Sorry, I was gone here. So we have 4 sentries, and oh, this might get ugly real quick. Let's see it.
And let's see what this can do.
Oh, roach! One roach gets up. Oh, now there's a massive warp in here.
That's right, and great force fields at the ramp winners. So. Those roaches will be stranded up if he keeps just 1 sentry there constantly force fielding the ramp. The Zerg won't be able to reinforce, and the Stalkers now might actually do a lot of damage as they have free reign on the main. They can target fire the hatchery, which they are doing, and if the Zerg loses his Lair Tech winners, I think he's going to be so far behind he won't know what to do.
Yeah, well, he's focusing them down. He should even pull the drones to engage here. And now what do we have here? Oh, losing all these zealots for absolutely nothing
very poor control. Why did he send the zealots there? He should have sent the zealots towards
straight
the
to the lair. Yeah.
Yeah, and great idea by Seraphim.
Oh, now the roaches are up. The sentries were out of position, and that is it here. This is going to be shut down quickly. Let's look at the numbers. One worker only lost here. Nothing. He didn't even lose. Seraphim did not kill a single worker. Nothing.
He didn't kill anything, winners. What's a botched? This is the definition of a botched attack. The idea was there. Even, you know, the execution was good just until he warped on those zealots, and for some reason, even though he was force fielding the ramp, he decided to send the zealots towards the roaches there, and of course they were not able to do any damage, and he lost all of them while he was targeting the hatchery. I mean, had he simply sent those zealots towards the lair and killed it off, this attack would have been infinitely more successful. Yep. But now he's down to 55 supply compared to 175 for the Zerg, so there is definitely no coming back for Seraphim in this game.
No, absolutely not. And then again, he tried a little warp in here, 7 zealots. I mean, into a group of roughly 20 odd roaches. I mean, that's not gonna work. So, I mean, DTs now, well, that is something that Protoss does whenever they're behind, but Lair Tech is already there. He can morph overseers if need be, and yeah, this is the correct play here. I mean, Isam was maxed, he's getting his upgrades, and he can just start trading here. He can take a 4th, as we see the Warp Prism make its way over, but now there's a Queen even to intercept here. And
forget the Warp Prism winners, just look outside the Protoss base. We have about a zillion roaches waiting there, and once these roaches start attacking, there's absolutely nothing the Protoss can do. Here we go, Forge will be taken out very quickly, going after the sentries now, and once he loses those, there will be actually nothing stopping the roaches from just rolling right in. He is target firing the cybernetic score now, so no more sentries, no more stalkers for Seraphim, and once these stalkers are all killed off, he's definitely going to tap out.
Yeah, absolutely. Here now, the gateway, everything now. Look at all these poor probes. That was ugly to look at. Now the Nexus will fall. I mean, DTs are there. DTs might, oh no, borrow.
Oh wow, so...
There's the GG.
Yeah. Alright, so winners, you might actually be the one with the correct prediction.
Thank you.
I actually expected more from Seraphim here, especially after his performance last week, but the way he botched that attack, I mean, the idea was fantastic, the execution initially was good, but he just didn't follow it up quite enough, and he invested way too much into this, and after all was said and done, he was down to less than 60 supply compared to his opponent's 170 plus. He killed no drones, no important structures, absolutely nothing, and once you invest this much into something which fails miserably, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the play. Nothing but drones. I mean, he was a bit unfortunate. A high top level Protoss wouldn't have made certain mistakes. He would have sent those 7-8 zealots straight over to the lair. They would have targeted drones and everything else, and we might have had a different game there on the cards, but that doesn't matter now. 1-0 for Isamu, and he should be mighty confident.
He definitely will be confident winners coming out from that very good play, very good win, and I think Kram's gonna have to reevaluate what he's gonna do here, to be honest.
Yeah, so some people are saying that the stream is lagging. I'm advising, okay, take it down to 240p, but there's nothing I'm doing that should be influencing. We should watch 360. Sorry, we should be fine. I mean, here's the invite. Thank you very much for that. Coral Compound was the map, or is the map of choice for Seraphim.
Right, for some reason Seraphim seems to be in game. Okay, he's ready now, so he should be heading into our game.
Maybe he was watching the replay.
Alright, for some reason Okay, maybe he wants to watch the replay. I'll give him a few seconds.
Oh no, he wants Cloud Kingdom.
Cloud Kingdom? Alright. Okay.
Yep, sorry about that. So, but he did change his mind.
No problem.
Yeah. So, have you been watching any like StarCraft related events?
I did watch some of the IEM matches.
Mm-hmm.
Some good games, man. Some huge upsets, some good matches, some surprises, and overall, I think it was one of the better tournaments.
Yeah, and I think we have a new foreign hope.
Will you be talking about Feast? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, do you mean Feast?
Feast, yes.
Okay.
I don't know what's it's the headset for
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Alright, we're back. No
yeah,
problem.
it's the headset for some reason. Sorry, everyone. So yeah,
for some reason, I've been telling you about this problem with this headset for...
No, it's the new one. It's the Logitech.
It's the new one?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so are we good to go?
I'm good to go.
Alright, here we go. Game number 2, Isamu versus Seraphim. Winter's prediction versus Twidner prediction. Winter's, of course, leading the series 1-0. And we are now headed towards game number 2 on Cloud Kingdom.
Yeah. So, let's see what game number 2 holds for us.
Let us see, over on the top right corner, our winner from the first game with very impressive macro play, Isamu, spawning as the red Zerg. And over on the bottom left corner, our runner-up from last week, it is the yellow Protoss Seraphim.
So now we have popped the question, Sarah, where are you from? Please say Lebanon, otherwise we're dead people.
Alright. I think we should probably let him focus. Okay.
Well, we don't have a flag for that, Seraphim, I'm sorry.
We'll have to make do with the Lebanese flag.
Okay. I guess we should ask where his father is from, so then it's all good. Anyhow, so Cloud Kingdom, very nice map. I've seen wonderful matches here in all matchups. And what do I like about the map? I like its size. It's not too big, it's not too small. And yeah, Isam telling us a little something about Greece. But yeah, I mean, Forge Fast Expand for Seraphim, nothing wrong with that. I don't think he's gonna...
It's the best build order right now in this matchup for Protoss winners. I don't think anything can top this opening. So that's why we see it almost all the time.
Yep.
And Isamu again, going for the safer build order, going for that pool first. No kind of hatch first or any of that kind of stuff against the Protoss, as they know that the Protoss is going for a Forge Fast Expand, so the risk is too high. The Protoss can very well just cannon just behind the mineral line, and Zerg it'll be almost impossible for him to defend against that. He'll end up losing his hatchery, and he'll probably lose the game as a result.
Absolutely. But look at that, the hatch has gone down.
But he did go for pool first, so that's
correct.
Fine. Yeah,
absolutely.
The pool is there, then it's okay. He can't defend. It looks like Seraphim is gonna try anyway, or he's deciding to drop down that pylon like he did the first game. But no, looks like we will see some cannons. But 4 Zerglings are already almost out, so the Zerglings might actually be able to catch the probe before the pylon is complete. And no. Okay, so Seraphim deciding it wasn't quite worth the nail-biting timing, and decides to go back. But he's still in very good shape. His Nexus has started already at the natural. His first gateway is also started, and most likely he will close off that wall with a Cybercore, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. This probe is being chased down, and it should meet its demise any second now. And there it is. And again, look at this. Isamu, he's going for a quick third. I don't know if Seraphim did watch the replay or not. If he did, he might have something planned out. But let's see. I mean, going for
I think he's just going to draw up winners. I don't expect to see any changes.
You don't think that Seraphim is going to maybe send out 2-3 zealots, and just because he might think that that
he might. But I think what he's going to try to do is perfect his build from the first game and try not to go for that crazy kind of attack which he did with the War Prism. From the Zerg's end, I think he's going to do exactly what he did the last game. He's going to drone up like a madman and only produce the units he wants to produce, or he needs to produce, to be more precise. And I think he's happy with that. I mean, both players are actually happy with that. Seraphim, I think, will maybe try to take up to Colossus play or something before he heads out. And judging from what I saw the first game, I think that might be the better choice.
So, I'm just focused on that one probe. It did seem...
Winters, did we lose you again?
No. Hello?
Okay, you're here.
No, I'm here. I'm
okay.
Sorry, it's the headset.
No problem, Winners. The third is already up for Isamu, so he's already started. He's already actually saturated quite well there. He did move up quite a few number of drones. Seraphim, in the meantime, is dropping down 3 more gateways, so he might just turn this into maybe a 6-gate timing or something along those lines.
And yeah, this is exactly what I meant. Is Seraphim is going to send a few zealots across. Actually, 2 zealots can take down a queen with such ease. I mean, there are only 2 Zerglings here, and that Spinecrawler is not going to be up by the time they get here. But now we have 5 gateways in the making, a proxy pylon up here, so he might just wait a couple of seconds, especially he needs Warp Gate to finish, and then do something.
That's right, this is definitely a 6-gate timing of 2 bases winners. And if someone doesn't see this coming, this might actually do a lot of damage. I mean, Seraphim should be able to kill the third at the very least, and force out more units from his opponent rather than drones.
The difference between this and last game is that Isamu was he had total map control. He had both watchtowers, and he was in the right places at the right time. But he's not using his Zerglings right. He should look for a hidden pylon. He should look for probes or such. He's just too focused on the droning part right now.
Very good observation, Winners. I wholeheartedly agree. And looks like we have our first warp in here. It's going to be 1 sentry and a few zealots. And I don't know if Isamu really has much defense. He is now producing. He's building 6 Zerglings now. Not even sure that can do much. 10 more, and for some reason he's chasing the drones. He should have probably tried to fire that hatch here. He would have been able to do a lot more damage now. But he is definitely giving Isamu the opportunity to try and defend this.
And
as
I think he might actually hold here. I mean, the drones are being lost. I mean, but look at this here. More Zerglings are coming. The last of the zealots are gonna go down here. Not the best focus fire, and actually, well, third is gonna go down here. 24 Zerglings in the making. Layer is there already, so Isamu was a bit too greedy here. There goes the third, and Seraphim, well, he's gonna stay here, and he's gonna put on more pressure.
Alright, this is an example of how being too greedy might not work all the time in your favor. He didn't even have a Roach Warren, Winners. I mean, 3 bases and almost 10 minutes into the game, and he only started his Roach Warren now. And this is what happens when you try and pull off these kind of things. But I'm not liking the way Seraphim has decided to continue to pursue this. I think he would have been better off trying to go back and maybe take a third and try to up his advantage, but instead looks like he has decided to attack. He looks like he might kill off a few more queens, and he's actually doing a good job with those force fields on the ramp.
Yeah, does he have enough here? Let's see how good his micro is. No, he could have force fielded, but I think Seraphim has too much here, and yeah, there's the GG.
Right, so although I was not happy with him trying to pursue that attack further, I guess you know, that's why he's a better player than me. It did work out for him, and he did win the game. I guess he could have stretched the game a little longer and maybe tried to push in later on with a better, more stronger army just to guarantee his victory. But I guess we both overestimated how much Isamu produced, as it really looks like he did not produce enough, and this came to bite him at the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely here. So that's something Isamu needs to improve upon. I was so impressed, and now
it worked for him the first game.
Yeah,
it won't always work. I mean, I think he could have scouted better, like you said. He didn't have vision on those watchtowers. He didn't know what was coming, and if you don't know what's happening, you really cannot drone that freely, you know. And looks like Seraphim did realize his mistake with the first game, and decided to push in, and it was a very successful attack, as we all saw.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And we're tied up, winners, me and you, 1-1.
I know, Shakura's Plateau is the map of choice here, and not a bad map for Zerg.
Right, so Shakura's coming up next.
But I hope Isamu isn't going to go for that quick third again. Now I think Seraphim knows the trick.
Oh, the thing is, it's okay to go with that quick third, but he shouldn't drone up that way. I mean, he was really, really greedy, winners. He, you know, just like the first game, he built nothing but drones, and he essentially didn't have anything to defend once the attack came. And as we noted, both of us earlier, he had no scouting, so he didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Are we creating or are they creating?
Well, I created the game, and I will be inviting them. So let's see if they decide to join our game.
Yep,
and I think Isamu's, you know, his play is good. You know, going for the third is definitely something I like to see, but not to that extent. He should definitely try and balance it out a little bit better to avoid what happened in the second game.
Absolutely here. So let's not turn this into a 2v2, but let's make it a 1v1. And then let's get game number 3 started. My name is Winners. With me is Twidnu. Thank you very much, all 15 viewers tuning in today. And let's get this game number 3 of round number 2 underway. Unfortunately, a few people did not show up yet again, and Nesquik, the defending champion, made it all the way to the semi-finals without even playing a match. Are you there, Mr. Twidnu?
I'm here, winners. I'm waiting.
Yep. Okay, so we are ready to go. Oh, we actually got one more like since the stream started. Yay! So 976 is the number. We want to get that up to about 1,000 at least, if I'm not mistaken.
Fantastic.
Yep, so here is the countdown. Here is game number 3. This is not only Isamu versus Seraphim, it is also Winters versus Twidnu, whose prediction will come off. That is the name of the game. Shakura's Plateau is the playground, and let's see what is going to happen.
Well, let's see, indeed. So, winners.
Yes.
You've been telling me about some kind of online tournament happening in the near future. Any update on that?
Are you talking about the one that might happen for the hosted by the Lebanese community?
That's right.
Yes, well, I don't know when the voting will finish, but StarCraft 2 has to win. And I'm sure they are going to get us involved because we are the absolute best commentating duo in the Middle East and North Africa. Everyone loves us, everyone loves hearing our voices, and we're there to represent the community and the MENA region in the international scene. So as soon as we know, we'll let everyone else know.
Thank you, winners. So back to our game. Introduce the players on the bottom right corner of Shakura's Plateau. It is our loser of the first game, winner of the second, the Blue Proto Seraphim. And over on the bottom left side of the map, it is the yellow Zerg Isamu, who's shown us that greedy play sometimes works and sometimes does not. It's all about finding the perfect balance at the perfect timing. and knowing exactly what your opponent is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like we are going to have another Forge fast expand once again from Seraphim. Looks like it is his favorite opening build order, as is with most Protoss players. And risk-free once again from SMU, dropping that pool before hatchery. And looks like that Overlord is gonna scout out his opponent's position and find out exactly where he is.
Yeah, let's see if he's gonna pull back or if he's just gonna plant him there. Well, might as well show the Overlord. Why not? But yeah, something I'd like to talk about. I want to talk about IEM a bit, if you don't mind. I think we have a few minutes. Okay, we saw Idra. He crashed out early, and some of the other foreign hopes. But there was Feast. I mean, damn, he showed some games. He took on the Koreans, and with a bit more time, do you think we have a kind of newer generation or newer players representing the foreign scene, with Idra and the others kind of fading away?
To be honest, Feast did definitely surprise me. He essentially came out of nowhere. I did hear some ramblings about him earlier on, but I really did not expect him to reach this far. He was the last non-Korean in the Final Four.
Yeah.
Which is of course
and the round of 8 as well.
That's right. So it was definitely a big achievement for him. And he did lose out to MC and then to MMA. So he took fourth. He ended up taking fourth place, which is no small feat, winners. I mean, he played very well, and considering he's the Protoss player, which is even more surprising. I mean, considering that Protoss in the last few months hasn't been doing so well.
Yeah.
We've only seen them somehow make a return only just recently. Oh, it was very good to see a player like that come out of nowhere and show that there's still room for more non-Koreans and others to make an impact.
Mr. Turno, really quick layer here by Isamu.
I think this can only mean one thing, winners.
Tell me, what is it going to mean?
I can only imagine it means Nidus. A layer this early, I can't possibly imagine it being for something other than a Nidus network.
Yeah.
And this is essentially going to be an all-in for my Zerg player, winners.
Yeah, let's see. He doesn't have, well, he's got 2 Zerglings out right now. He'll need a few more. But, yeah, let's see. There's 1 Overlord here in position, so this could do a lot of damage here. But no, it's a Spire.
Oh, wow, a very early Spire. This is extremely risky from Isamu. Looks like he's looking to catch his opponent completely off guard here. But his economy, I'm not sure if his economy can accommodate a healthy mute account this early.
Yeah,
I'm really trying to understand what his chain of thought is. I almost definitely would have thought it was a Nidus all in, as that's usually the choice when you go for this for a very fast layer. But let's see what happens. Seraphim, of course, has no idea this is happening. He still doesn't have an observer.
Might know now.
He does.
Oh, and he's pulling drones, and he knows something has to be up. Why would he pull drones? Yeah, and there's them.
Did he see the lair though?
No, I don't think so. Wait, let me check.
Oh, he did see the lair.
He did?
Yes, he did see the lair. He didn't see the Spire though, but he did see the lair. So he definitely knows something is coming up. He might be expecting Nidus, as I mentioned earlier, but
okay, but sorry to interrupt you.
This is definitely a good catch by Seraphim.
Yeah, the observer is already out. Twilight Console and Blink going up. So, I mean, the window of opportunity is like it's closing, and it's closing faster than Isamu can produce.
And allowing him to scout that was definitely a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't know what he can do from here. He will try to get some damage done with these mutas, but Seraphim already predicts something fishy is going out there.
Now the observer sees it.
He is already researching Blink, so he's already started preparing for this. He will warp in a few stalkers, and I think Seraphim will be just fine.
Yeah, let's see. Warp gates are opening. Let's see. And here's the warp in of stalkers, and wow, that's not gonna do too much. Okay,
no, things not looking too good for a Zerg friend here, winners.
No. So let's
2-base Zerg versus the 2-base Protoss is always infinitely better for the Protoss. He is killing off a few probes, which is good, but mean, he's actually doing a little bit better than I thought he would, but once Blink is over, these mutas won't be able to do much.
Yeah, absolutely right here. Another 3 stalker splitting up his units, very nice. There's one lone muta, he's putting on the hurt here. He's got 2 kills already, will he get a third? No, maybe, yes, he does get a third.
Seraphim not multitasking very well. He does have a few idle probes for a few minutes there. He should have moved them back to mining a little bit earlier. But nonetheless, damage has been done a little bit more than I thought it would be after he scouted him. But still, I think not good enough to warrant such an early and heavy investment, which I think will impact him throughout the whole game, as he's only just now taking a third.
Yeah, he could engage these 4 stalkers easily. He's gonna stay on the mutas because let's keep in mind mutas are also there to restrict your opponent from moving out, but he should definitely not engage a cannon and stalkers. He would lose horribly. And let's see if he's just gonna go mutaling here. I think that is the way he should go. He should get to work on these upgrades. I mean, there's an evolution chamber. The third is about 75% down. The creep is not bad, and well, let's see how it goes. Even a macro hatch coming up now. He's in the slight lead as well. So let's just see what's going to happen, but I'm happy that this is turning out to be an exciting game number 3 here.
Definitely looking like a very exciting game. I'm surprised Seraphim didn't decide to drop a few cannons over at the natural just behind the mineral line, as that would help him infinitely against this constant muta harass. He is researching a +2 now, so I think he's gonna keep on warping in some stalkers and eventually push out when +2 is ready.
Yeah, absolutely. Baneling nest, so it's going to be Muta-Ling Bane. That's very nice. And now that Muta count is kind of going up, Zerglings here as well. So...
oh, I don't know why Seraphim had all these units out on the map for absolutely no reason.
And this, now he's going to lose a majority of the stalkers, and this is exactly what he needed. Isam was going to turn in and get to work on the probes and maybe even... oh, but now here again there was a stalker. So, I mean, clutch save here by Seraphim, but this could have been a lot uglier than it is at this point. So
yeah, I'm still thinking about why he pushed out with those stalkers. I mean, there's absolutely no reason to do so.
I can tell you why.
Tell me why, because I'm trying to understand why he gave away those stalkers needlessly.
As the mutas came back from the natural, he blinked down from the main to catch them off because he was assuming that the mutas were going to come back, so he prematurely blinked everything down because he wanted to catch the mutas off guard. And that's when he was stuck.
But wasn't that too risky though? I mean, he should probably figured out that, you know, there would be a few Zerglings or things occupied next to the watchtower. I mean, he knows that the mutas are keeping him back in his base, which means that the Zerglings do have the opportunity to rally up anywhere towards the map. And now the muta count is getting quite a bit as we're approaching 60 mutas. Yeah,
so Baneling Speed is going to finish now soon as well. Creep's Ride, very nice. His third is up and running, and now Seraphim is in a hard spot. He's on 2 base. No way can he afford to get a third right now. What is he going to do? He's going for Colossus.
I would have preferred to see Archons.
Yeah,
as those would do infinitely better against the
both
against the mutas, considering
and the links, you know, splash damage.
I mean, Colossi are better against the link, but the problem is the mutas. I mean, the mutas can very easily snipe out those Colossi, and once the Colossi are dead, the Zerglings can surround the stalkers and kill them off, no problem.
Yeah. So, but DTs are on their way here as well. So that's something, but it's such a heavy investment. He's only on 2 bases, so I think Seraphim is making, you know, an incorrect, and now he's taking out his own cyber.
Why the cyber crash? I would have thought he'd go for the forge. Yeah, definitely
because
the forge a better choice.
Stalkers.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm actually surprised he decided to go with that. And look at the muta count. We're almost on one entire control group full of mutas. And they'll be able. They even took out that probe, which was going for a third. And I'm not liking the resource count for both players. I mean, a lot of resources and.
GG all the way.
Yeah, there's no chance the Protoss will be able to do anything against this. He's killing off all the stalkers, and now the mutas will be able to reign supreme on these colossi. 76 applied to 146. Seraphim had a great opportunity to try and make something in this game, especially after Isamu invested so much in that early layer. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to capitalize. He allowed those mutas to do more damage than they should have. He pushed out when he shouldn't have. I mean, it's just, you know, a continuous number of poor decisions being made by Seraphim, which put him in the situation no one wants to be in.
Absolutely, his main is kind of looking dry, and well, he just added, well, 4 more warp gates. I don't know if he can support that. I mean, he does have the mineral, but not a lot of gas right now, and DTs are out here on the map. Let's see what they are going to do, if they can do anything. No detection thus far, but let's see.
Yeah, he has detection now. He does see the... Did he? Oh, he actually missed the Dark Templars making their way towards the third, but he does have an Overseer close by, so if he reacts quickly, then this shouldn't be a problem at all.
Yeah, so a few drones are going to bite the dust here, but yeah, Isamu is not being as aggressive as he could be. I mean, there aren't enough units there, and actually...
Why isn't he... He does have an Overseer, why didn't he move it out early? He might actually lose the hatchery.
Yes, 3.
Very, very poor reaction time by Isamu, and oh my god, he actually lost the hatchery. Absolutely no reason to lose that. He did have an Overseer already, and it wasn't even that far away from the third. And it's just very disheartening to see this.
Warp in here at the main. He's gonna lose the... He's gonna lose it.
Oh god, this Dark Templar play. Like you said, winners. This Dark... You know, when the Protoss is down against the Zerg, all he needs to do is produce the Dark Templars and he will win it. Taking out 2 bases now, no more lair for the Zerg.
Okay.
Even with those 2 great kills, I still think the Protoss has absolutely no chance to make it through.
I mean, Isamu should just get these Banelings moving, knock down the front door, and then deal with
attack
everything.
move, winners. That's all he needs to do. Attack move.
Day 9's favorite bedtime story. 1A. Anyhow, that's something else. Let's watch the big meter pack go to work. Maybe it'll be a 2-pronged attack. That's what I'd love to see. Knock down the front and then kick him in the back. That's what I'd like to see. I play dirty. Seraphim is supply blocked now. The drones are getting it, and wow, this is ugly. Kids should not watch this. He can engage all.
He doesn't even have enough stalkers to deal with the mutas alone, let alone the rest of the army. 72 supplied to an almost maxed out Zerg, and here come the Banelings and the Zergling winners.
Yay.
And this is the end of Seraphim, as he will not be progressing further in this tournament. Your prediction was correct.
Thank you.
And
that's what I was waiting for.
I know, I know. You weren't even worried about the game, were you?
No, I wasn't. GG. So, Isamu moves on. Seraphim, the defending champion, is knocked out.
The runner-up, but yep.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
Okay, so we do get another invite now.
They love us.
Oh, look at this, winners. We have Dan facing off against Rupture.
Dan versus Rupture, Lebanon versus Egypt, Middle East versus America, good versus, well, evil.
Well, good versus good, I think.
Why is Rupture Terran then?
Okay. Okay, it's just it's a bug. He's on right now.
Yeah, he's just trolling us. So yeah, this is Dan Cake. He wasn't there last week because apparently he had to pick his mother up from the airport, because above all, even StarCraft 2 family is more important, and I'm happy to see him back. He wants blood. Let's take a look at the brackets here real quick. I'm just gonna Isamu versus Seraphim. That was an absolute 2-1 walk over for him. Well, not a walk over, but it was a victory. So let me take a look at the brackets here. It is
yeah, give us an update, winners. What's been happening in the other games?
Bulletproof is going to play Isamu. That's going to be great ZVZ. And Nesquik, well, he hasn't played a single game. He's waiting, as now Dan Cake and Rupture are playing it out for the second spot in the, well, second semifinals here. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
That's all there is to say, winners. As we are waiting for both players to ready up before we go ahead with this round 2 matchup. Winner, of course, as you mentioned, does face off against our defending champion from last week, Nesquik. And I mean, just looking at the matchups coming up, winners, we're gonna have good games all the way through.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna tell Isamu and Bulletproof to get going. So yeah, anyhow, as we have to wait for Rupture here, fortunately he had to go last week. He had to kind of do an all-in because he had to attend something. I picked up a Vita, and I'm loving it. Hello? Mr. Twidnu.
What games do you get?
Okay, I got Rayman Origins, Escape Plan, Wipeout, Formula 1, Super Stardust HD, and I downloaded the augmented reality games as well. They came with the PS Vita, and I'm loving it. I'm already top 300 for Super Stardust Delta, so I'm having a great time, but even better now for everyone else. I'll keep quiet because the
we'll get back to the Vita talk
yes,
a bit later.
Yes.
As these two beasts, I'd like to say, will be facing off Dan, a previous winner, of course, and always doing really well in these tournaments. Rupture, who's improved formidably, I think, in the last few weeks. Just a few months ago, I wouldn't have even counted him as a competitor for any of the top positions, but now it looks like he is giving all the top players a hard time.
Yep.
And the match has begun. And here we go, everyone. Welcome back to the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup 17th edition, casted by myself, Twidno, and my good friend Winners. Over on the top right from Lebanon, it is the purple Terran Dan. And over on the bottom left location, it is the red Zerg representing Team Egypt.
Yeah, absolutely correct here. So we have a few nicknames for everyone in the community here. Dan Cake, he's known as the Mac Warrior because he plays on a MacBook Pro. That's just how he rolls.
That's an achievement in itself. I can't imagine how you can play on that. I'm sure he's using some kind of external keyboard, Winners. I really doubt
no,
he's using
he's not. I've seen it. He's not. He's just 100. Well, it's not even actions per minute, is it? What is the new? It's EMP, isn't it? Effective. It's not APM anymore. What's the EPM stand for? Effective what?
I'm not even sure. I even know that there was a change, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a change. Effective. Oh my God, we're such nubs here. Someone fill us in. Anyhow.
Yeah, someone let us know, man. We're completely lost here.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
In any case, Winners, look what our friend Dan is up to. He's up to some sneaky play with that forward Rex, hiding it just between the natural and the potential third position. And well, it's only a single Rex for the time being. I'm not sure if he'll try and build a second Rex, maybe one at the front, try and fool his opponent.
But look at the Overlord. He's gonna see it.
Okay, so we do have a correction coming in from our winner last week, Nesquik. He just informed me that effective actions per minute, so it's EAPM.
There we go, effective actions per minute.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you were saying, man, but thanks for the correction, Nesquik.
Look, there's APM and EPM now.
Okay, so I guess it's effective actions per minute, winner.
Yeah, never mind. That's just techno
I'm sure someone as good as Nesquik would know.
Yeah, of course, because, well, he's our local hope. He is, his mother's, oh God, part of him is from Al Ain. Let's just keep it at that.
Alright, okay, and as you say that, the Overlord does see the racks up front, as you predicted. But, you know, Dan didn't really have much plan for this. He just had it there in case the Zerg scouts him early and doesn't see the racks. He was just hoping to pull out a reaction from him, maybe go crazy and such. But Rupture did not really react to it. He stayed calm. Even with this bunker being built at the mineral line, he didn't really, overreact to it. And he did finally scout that wreck, so he knows that Dan was just trying to fool him, just trying to scare him into doing something else. And lots happening now as
here. One
the
drone.
Marine will be taken out, of course. Bunker salvaged, cancelled. Sorry. We do have a gas steal coming in from Rupture at the Terran main. All these things happening so early into the game, winners. I'm barely being able to catch up on all the different things happening, as Dan is going for that third command center build, winners.
So yeah, Dan, he's a bit greedy from time to time. We've seen that. It's cost him a few games. Sometimes he just doesn't scout. It doesn't matter to him. He's a MacBook warrior. He doesn't scout. But I think he's learned. I've told him on a lot of occasions, man, just scout. It's not that hard. Take a watchtower. Send out a few SCV.
Look at this one. His Rupture's gonna lose his overlord Dan with that very clever
lift.
Rax lift. And I think I understand now the only reason that there was actually another reason for him to have the Rax there. It wasn't only to scare his opponent if he scouted him, but also to eventually take out that overlord, which he did.
Yeah, so now we have 2 gases being taken here, so that will indicate some tech as well. We do have quite a few, well, 2 extra Raxes going down here, as Rupture decides to get rid of his destructible debris on his side of the map. So looking at the supply, 36 versus 30, Rupture in the lead, making drones and the Queen and getting his metabolic boost.
Yeah, he's joining like a madman.
Yeah, what's he up to? He's up to 26, but Dan?
He's up to 20. He's up to 26, but keep in mind that he was supply blocked for a bit.
Correct.
Thanks to that clever rack step by Dan, he will finally kill off that pesky extractor over at his main, and he is building 2 more racks, as you mentioned earlier, and using that third command center to pump out more and more STVs and drop down more mules, as a 4th rack now in the making.
Okay, so we have a lot of nice words being exchanged right here. Another racks being added, and I think the factory is just gonna be there to donate a reactor, as Dan gives me a heart attack as he was lagging a bit. He does suffer from chronic lag where he lives. Apparently it gives him a hard time. And yeah, there is the startport add-on stem as well. So yeah, let's see. Liking what Dan is doing here. He's gonna put on some early pressure.
Okay.
And maybe make something happen. I mean, Rupture hasn't taken the 3rd yet. He's playing it safe. He doesn't really know what's coming, as he is trying to troll his opponent, asking if he likes roaches. I think Dan does, and I think Dan can even deal with it now.
Yeah, he already has his siege tech in the process, so roaches won't be able to do much. Rupture is going for a lair, and he is building a baneling nest while taking a 3rd. So he's definitely vulnerable to some kind of attack if it comes. But looks like Dan is more than happy just in the defensive posture while he takes up, get all his barracks ready, get his upgrades done. Stims already almost done, while a reactor on the starport will mean double medivacs coming up from him.
That's right. So he has 3 barracks with 3 reactors. He's got 1 tech lab. Stem is about, well, more than 80% done. I'm sure combat shields will follow suit, as there are only Marines out there, so concussive shells would not make any sense at this point. He's adding another factory, and he's got 2 engineering bays out as well. So Dan, well, he's even up. He is doing very well. I think Rupture, I think he might be up for the hardest matchup of the day.
Definitely winners. The 3rd is, like I said, almost up. Baneling speed is now being researched by Rupture, and he is building. I know. I like to see this. See the spine crawler over at the mineral island domain. That's always. I love to see that coming from Zerg, as he knows that the Terran will be looking to drop, and that would be the ideal location for drop. So, invest in that 100 minerals, build that spine crawler just to be extra safe. And Dan is pushing out towards the middle here with not a lot of units.
Well, he's producing 7 Marines at a time. Combat shields and +1 armor and weapons are being reset, and he's even getting 4th now. He didn't decide to float in his orbital from the main. He's just, it's just there, it's chilling, it's, you know, making SCVs. He'll have additional scans to take out, creep tumors here, and he's doing a good job. Restricting that creep. Maybe you should go around, maybe see if you can put on a bit of pressure here at the 3rd.
Yeah, very very brave here, I guess. Showing the medevac being filled up with Marines right in front of the Zerg. So I'm not even sure if Rupture was at that time, so he might actually not see this coming. But the spine crawler there is, of course, a great choice. Rupture now with a lot more Zerglings, and it looks like to be able to flank this attack coming on the 3rd before the hatchery is down, and Dan should... And no, he doesn't get it. Where's hatchery is down to only 15 HP, but Dan should finish it off as he does drop the Marines, and they will kill it off.
Now there's another drop here at the natural. Another queen being harassed here. Another queen goes down. Overlord's being targeted here. Maybe not the best decision, but a nice pickup here, and this is how you should play. Breach should take a look at this, you know, just to take a look, and Dan is coming back around maybe for more action here.
And yeah, this is what multitasking is all about. Attack in different places at the same time, and you're able to do a lot of damage.
And now he's even
great
targeting
for him
some drones here. Very nice. You know,
yeah,
these are the small things.
Dan's really making a lot out of a little, winners, and I love seeing that from him.
Well, he could have rescued a few Marines there, but now look at this here. Another task force on the way. 2 more tanks and a lot of Marines. Planetary is up. Another command center in the making. But Dan, don't forget about those upgrades. You don't have enough gas right now, but I don't care. Please don't forget about the upgrades as he starts his +2 weapons. So yeah, a lot of Lings out there, and a few Banelings as well. But the 3rd, well, the 3rd is a loss for Rupture right now. He's down supply, he's down upgrades, and we missed that he actually got himself a Spire. So he's producing mutas, and he's gonna try to put on some harassment. There are no turrets out anywhere, but no, Dan is proving me wrong, as he has some at the natural.
That's right, and now we have quite a sizable force coming in from Dan. Parked right outside the Zerg Natural over at the Zolnaga Tower. But I don't know if this is enough, winners. Rupture does have a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Banelings, and those mutas will be able to pick off tanks once those Marines are killed.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure who's in a better position. Dan definitely has the supply advantage, and does have a very good unit composition, but he really needs to move out very soon before the Zerg can get his economy rolling once again and get more bases. He is already investing into an infestation pit, so Dan has a very small window of timing to attack, and we do see him start to push out now, positioning his tanks in a better location, and slowly edging up towards the Zerg Natural.
Yeah, that's right. So maybe we'll see something once the 2-2 finishes here, as Dan takes his 4th already here, Planetary Fortress, and well, now let's see what... Oh, nice scan here by Dan, and now he went for a little bit of a run by, so let's see what is gonna happen here. Oh, is he gonna actually put on a lot of hurts here? Well, that command center might go down. Dan needs to lift, and he does, but the mutas are here to intercept. Dan does
he does move most of his units back, and the siege tanks, they will get cut off actually, and Rupture with a great timing, taking out almost all the siege tanks, and the Banelings killing off all the Marines. And look at the supply count for both players plummet as the Zerg loses a lot of Banelings, and the Terran loses almost his entire Marine force.
Yeah.
And he is forced to push back, man. A lot of medevac with no Marines to heal.
That's right. So Rupture. Oh, Dan, please don't lag out. So yeah, now we're waiting for Dan not to lag out. The rule is after the 4-minute mark, if you disconnect, the win goes to your opponent, but that can be overruled if your opponent decides to replay the match. Okay, Rupture says I won't take. Oh.
Okay, so we're back in business, and just as I say that,
you jinxed it.
Yes, I did, winners. Insta jinx.
Get his brother off YouTube, please. So let's see. A little counterattack here by Rupture. Is it gonna do a lot? I do not know. Well, there's a planetary fortress, there is a siege tank which is not sieged, and there are enough turrets to deal with the mutas here. As let's see what is gonna happen here. Dan's army in the middle, he's gonna stem, and is he gonna, oh, he's gonna take out a few mutas here. Very nicely done. Are we gonna see maybe a quick pickup here, maybe something to go towards the main of his opponent? No, he is just focused on securing his fourth here. He hasn't scouted his opponent's fourth up in the corner. Rupture has had it for some time, but he's only now transferring a handful of drones. But yeah, lots of medevacs out there. There's a grand total of...
a little bit too much, I think. I think he's putting a lot, too much supply into those medevacs. Of course, you know, more medevacs means more healing, but I guess it might be better to substitute some of those into fighting units as you max out. We do have a Thor incorporated into the army mix now, and I have to say it, winners, although this match has been going back and forth, I feel that Dan does have the better unit composition and is moving out in a very vulnerable timing, as the Zerg is only just now taking up to Hive and is still not have any you know, Hive units, which are essential towards the end of this matchup.
Yeah, so Dan now he wants to send out one medevac here, and now look at Rupture. He wants to get his next base close to his opponent. I don't know if I like it, so let's see. There's a spine crawler here. Let's see if Dan is going to be smart enough to avoid it. He needs a bit of distance between himself and the spine crawler, but now here's the stem and the intercept from Rupture, so those Marines and the medevac are going to go down, but Dan is going to utilize this opportunity to barrel down the front. He's taken out a lot more creep here, and the tanks in the background putting on a lot of hurt. There are a couple of Thors
and this was a terrible engagement by Rupture, winners. I think this engagement just lost him the game. That the point of the medevac, of course, there was not just to do damage, but was also to lure the army out while he was able to push in. And Rupture lost way too many supply in that engagement, recklessly moving his Zerglings towards a line of siege tanks, and the first game winners is gonna go for them.
Yep, so he was fortunate enough not to lag out. Let's see if I can jinx it this time around. In the meantime, he's taken the fifth here, morphing it into a planetary. Turrets going up, so the Mac Warrior is doing quite a good job, although he did forget about the gas geyser. But let's see, Rupture is behind. The 3-3 is about to complete here.
He will have a greater spire very soon here. So
yeah,
Dan does really need to make something more happen here very soon, as he does begin to lag out once again. But yeah, his life will definitely be made more difficult once those Brood Lords are out. And Rupture does have a lot of minerals banked up, so he will be able to morph in quite a few broods if he chooses to do so. And
so yeah, let's see how many. Okay, here are the first corruptors. Dan only has one starport.
Yeah, and no Ghost Academy, so he doesn't have the ideal. He's not prepared to deal with this broodlord ideally, and the more time he's sitting idle here at the map, the more time he's giving Rupture to accumulate this broodlord count and have an opportunity to come back into this. He's only 132 supply compared to the max Terran. Upgrades are 3-3 on those bio and 1-1 on the mech, so he is doing quite well with the upgrades. In the meantime, Rupture's, well, fourth now, but at one point fifth is complete. He's still not mining off it. But Dan needs to move now, as 6 Broodlords are in the making.
Yeah, so little task force moving out here, and that third might be a lot of trouble, especially as the Zerg army is moving away. Goes to timing. Where are the siege tanks, though? They are not sieged, and will Dan focus? Oh!
Oh wow, he does kill off a lot, but I think it was not a
another engagement here at the
to,
ramp of the main, and there's the GG. He cut off the morphing Broodlords. We missed half the action, but we saw a great Baneling explosion. That's what matters here, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 1 goes to Dan Cake.
That's right, winners. So both players played well up until 2 points in the game. The first massive mistake came from Rupture when he essentially donated his entire Zergling and Baneling force to Dan's siege tank line over in the middle of the map. And then at the end there, with that engagement at the third, where for some reason the Banelings went after the tanks rather than the Marines. Ideally in that situation, you want to kill off all the Marines, because once the Marines are dead, there's nothing to fight off the Mutas, and the Mutas can comfortably take out the tanks. In any case, we did miss the Broodlords being taken out, which I think probably played a huge factor in that GG. But we will be going to a game 2 now.
Yeah, so let's see what Rupture has in mind here. So again, my name is Winners. With me is Twidno. We're casting StarCraft 2 from the Middle East, the UAE to be more precise. And this is the SC2 MENA Cup. It is the 17th edition, the weekly cup we host every Saturday at 7 p.m. local time, where players from all across the region, we have Egypt, we have Algeria, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and others participating. We even had Tunis, we have some guys from Kuwait, unfortunately not too much from Bahrain or Qatar at this point, but maybe they'll follow suit. Let's see. As we're waiting, well, there it is, Shattered Temple, the map.
Is it in the map pool?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me just double check. What is the map pool? Yes, the Shattered Temple is part of the map pool, so please. So yeah.
Alright,
yeah.
why are we getting an invite from him? The last person we need to host is him. So I'm gonna decline it and create my own game.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, please visit us on Facebook. That's SC2 MENA, just MENA, all caps, by the space between the 2 and the M, please. So that's SC2 space MENA. Give us a like. Also follow us on Twitter. We have a great time. We have about 976 likes at this point, and we want to make it a grand 1,000. We represent the largest StarCraft 2 community in the Middle East and North Africa, so please be part of the action. And yes, could you please give a shout out to that famous Lebanese site, as I just quit the game. I'm sorry. I would need another invite, please.
Alright.
So yeah, I'll let you do the for the Lebanese website, because I don't want to butcher their name. I don't want to get hate mail.
Okay. The Lebanese site is called atahaddak.com. Maybe you can highlight the spelling.
Oh yeah, very easy. It's AT and then the number 7 ADDAK.com.
Fantastic.
Thank you. So that's like 87 add AK. So it's pretty easy.
Alright, you just confused everyone once again. Let's stick to
Sorry,
what you said.
my bad. So that's, I'll just spell it out one more time. That's AT7. That's number 7. So AT, then the number 7, ADDAK.com.
That's right. It's pronounced atahaddak.com. They're a gaming portal where different players from all over the region can challenge others in different games, including StarCraft 2. So please check them out. In the meantime, we will have to get back into this game. We are on Shadow Temple in game number 2 between these two players. Over on the right side, it is the blue Terran winner of the first game. It is Dan from Lebanon. And over on the left side
is the Protoss.
the red Protoss off racing this game.
No, they both went random.
Okay, they both went random. So luckily for Dan, he got his race of choice, meaning this will almost likely be Dan's game. Unfortunately for
Well,
Rupture.
I'd want to cut you off. Rupture does play Protoss as well. I think he's up in Diamond or Plat.
Oh, okay.
So he
he's
does know
quite,
how
yeah,
to
all right.
play Toss.
Well,
So
I'm sure he knows how to play, but how good is he? I can't imagine it being anywhere as good as his Zerg play.
yeah. Please remember, everyone, there's a 12-hour time difference between the time we start the tournament and where Rupture lives out in California. So, I mean, he wakes up at 7 a.m. or at 6, he eats something, and he logs on. So, kudos to him. He's had a few top 3 finishes as far as I can recall, and he's representing the community. He's doing his part, and I'm very proud of him. And yeah, please. He wants to be a doctor. He's aiming to be a doctor.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on him, man.
Yeah. We're noobs, man.
Yeah, he's not taking the easy way out.
No.
He didn't go for business or accounting or some other thing.
But he said it's a bit of like, both his parents, I believe, are Arab, and they wanted him to, I don't know.
It's a cultural thing, Winners.
Yeah,
I can tell you that for sure.
That's what I was
It's almost the
to
same
get at.
Where I'm from, where if you're not a doctor and engineer,
or
you're essentially looked down upon. So, okay, it's not as bad as that, but you know what I'm saying. Looks like we have a hidden wreck by Dan with the tech lab. So, we'll most likely see Reapers headed towards the top space, and of course, Rupture doesn't see this.
But yeah, he might know that something's up because he didn't see Iraq's building just yet. He's going for the 1 gate cyber. He's got a 1 gas. He should be taking his second in the next few minutes, as we have an SCV being very sneaky here. I don't think Rupture saw it. Ooh, is he gonna hide it and maybe build something there? I hope so. Please, Dan, do it for us. Build a racks. Do it. Do it. Or a bunker? No.
Well, what's it gonna be?
Oh, Dan, you're killing us with the suspension. You have enough money. You don't need gas. Do it. Dan. Okay, we're gonna see that in a second. So, the Reaper is out. It's chilling at the Zelnag Watchtower, but now, oh, it's gonna be a Marauder push as well here. Concussive shells being resurged. Dan closes off the ramp, and he still has an SCV there. And it's driving me crazy. I want to see what's coming. But Dan, well, he's not known for cheese, but he certainly has a very strong build here coming up. And we see a Twilight Council already in the making here. And now let's follow that Reaper around. It makes its way into the base as the 1 stalker leaves. How many?
And he does see the Twilight Council, so very unfortunate for Rupture. He does lose his first probe, and second probe goes goes down. Lots of mining time being lost, and this Reaper, man, it's already worth way more than the investment. And I'm more likely see Dan will follow up with a few Marauders after this, already killing off a lonely stalker. And things are looking terrible, to say the least.
6 kills on the Reaper, stem on the way, more Marauders, even an early engineering bay, making his expansion at the natural. Now, the Zealot just missed him, and wow, this is terrible.
I mean, it was also kind of lucky for Dan, as the Stalker was out on the field. Ideally, that Stalker would be at the main, trying to defend against this something like this happening.
8.
But the Reaper is still going around, and he's finally being taken out. As the supply count says it all, Winners. I mean, this early and you're already 10 supply down, more than 10 supply down actually, is never a good thing. Your opponent Dan, of course, did build a command center off this, and I mean, I'm not sure what to say really. Rupture really has this work cut out for him. He's gonna need what's close to a miracle to be able to come back from it.
And sorry, he is massively supply blocked for about 15 seconds, and now he just starts his pylon. And a command. Oh my god, he's gonna build a planetary there because he did get the engineering bay early.
Well, I think he got the engineering bay as a counter to the Twilight Council, just in case Dark Templars were headed his way.
But he sees the command center.
He sees it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dan's just, you know...
Oh, but he's not moving. He's not paying attention. He's not looking at the mini-map.
No, he definitely sees it. I think he's just...
But he's moving out. I mean... Oh, my God.
I think he's just going to go for an attack, as he really can't... There's nothing else he can do, Winners. He knows that he's very far behind. He knows that his opponent's probably expanded behind this, and he has no choice but to expand. He does finally kill off that pesky SCV, and Dan will be forced to cancel it. But we do have a little engagement here in the middle. Stalkers, of course, see the Marauders and run as fast as they can. So
yeah,
I really don't know what to say, Winners.
I know Stem has finished. +1 is about to finish. He has a factory.
I mean, all Dan needs to do now, sorry to cut you off, but all Dan needs to do now is build a couple of medivacs, rally more Marauders there, and this game is over.
Absolutely concur. That's just what I was going to say. The reactor is going to be donated to the starport. The +1 just finished, and well, Rupture is in a lot of trouble. More barracks just finished, another tech lab as well, and yeah, time is not on Rupture's side. There is a bunker at the front here, about 7 Marauders stemmed with +1. I mean, especially against Stalkers. So, anyhow, Dan Cake is just trolling. He's building another command center. But now let's focus on the battle here at hand. Blinking away. Dan actually not repairing the bunker here. Blinking away, but is it gonna be enough here? There are quite a few Marauders left. There goes the sentry. Stalkers are falling. He might be able to put on a lot of damage, and he's actually doing well.
He's doing well, but Dan does have 3 racks, 3 rallying Marauders, and he is building a medivac. Once those are out on the field, those Stalkers will not be able to do any more damage. He's only down to 4 Stalkers, and he is rallying a few more, so a total of 7. But with that medivac out, Winners, there's absolutely nothing Rupture can do. I mean, Stalkers against Marauders, that's bad enough as it is.
Yep.
Factor in the medivac, factor in the expansion, and you've got a dead Protoss.
Yeah, so now, but the bunker is not going to complete. There was the stem here. Stem Marauders and the medivac, like you pointed out, they're going to make short work of this, and yeah, Rupture's in trouble. 27 supply versus 69, and look at this. Dan is going to do it. He's going to float his command center, and he's going to build a planetary right there. That's just adding insult.
It's a good thing these guys are friends, man. Other player would have been really upset at this.
Yeah, so here we go. He's actually doing it. So, this is the first, ladies and gentlemen. We have never had anything of the kind here. And, well, the planetary is going to take a lot of damage. But it's... Will it be enough? It's going to be
Planetary
close.
Force might just finish, but it won't live long enough to do any damage, I think.
Yeah, so it's already burning.
It might actually be taken out before anything happens, and... Yeah, Dan's just, you know, playing around at this point. He knows that he's got this. Rupture does finally have his expansion up, so at least he's got that going for him, but at half the supply, this coming push from Dan will be the game ender. Not enough units, not enough tech, and we'll most likely be moving on to the next game, and we will see Dan going up against Nesquik.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I do not know how the other match is going, and look at this here, Dan. Oh my god, he's... Oh, this is bad. I don't even know what to say.
What's more depressing is that Rupture actually spotted this. He did see the 3 command center, and
yeah, this is terrible. I mean, there goes the probe, and smartly enough, he's not going to move in for the drop here. The Stalkers could have caught... I mean, if he would have lost 4 medevacs full of units, you know, he might be in trouble.
He might have had a chance to come back, yeah.
That's not going to happen now. Medevacs, whoa, terrible observing there. 6 medevacs are out. They have quite a bit of energy. Plus 2 is on its way there, and then even high-sec auto tracking as well. And Dan, I think he should finish this game before he would actually lag out.
Yeah, he's going in for the kill now. Stim Marines and Marauders going up.
Oh, look at this! Even
to add
on the
insult to
ramp.
injury, the positioning of these Protoss units is probably the worst position he could find himself in. Zealot's not able to attack, not able to do any damage. 52 supply to 134. Dan knows he can just continue going in, but decides to prolong Rupture's death a little longer as he moves out with the 3 command centers towards the Protoss main, and Rupture will be hard pressed to try and kill off all 3 planetary fortresses in time.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, he even researched the durable materials, so the planetary fortresses will be.
He will live longer.
Yeah, exactly. High-sec auto tracking as well, but he's gonna be a bit behind though. His SCVs should. Oh, but now he's planting down. Oh, but there's the GG anyhow. So there's the GG from Rupture. Dan just, well, he was being a bit of a troll there, but all is good. And Dan moves into the semifinals, and he's gonna be up against Ness Quick.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get better games then. I don't know why Rupture and Dan decided to turn it into into what we just saw. In any case, Dan, as you mentioned, does move to the semi-final, and hope we can see a better game there.
Absolutely correct here. I'm just gonna double check the brackets here. I'm gonna report a score, and Dan Cake takes a 2-0 win over Rupture. So good on him. Let's check out the brackets. So what's it gonna be here?
So any news from the other semi-final leg?
Any news? Let me check. No, I don't think they have finished just yet. So no. Are we gonna go straight into the next game?
Let's go straight to the next game. I'll create.
Okay, so it's gonna be Nesquik versus Dan Cake
On GSL Daybreak?
Absolutely. And this is actually Nesquik's first match of the day.
Oh wow, so straight to the semifinals?
That's it. So yeah, everything seems to be going a-okay. I need to accept the invite, I believe.
Yes, you do.
Yep, I'm the last one.
Not really. There is one more pending individual.
Yeah, Dan, well, he's lagging a bit, so... But we should have that figured out in a couple of seconds, so thank you very much for tuning in. This is the semifinals for the SC2 MENA Cup number 17. It is 9 o'clock. We've been casting for 2 hours now. It's been a lot of fun. It's been great. So let's see if we can maybe finish in the next hour, hour and a half. That would be absolutely...
Maybe we can take a short break, winners. Just a quick 2-minute break to get some
Yep,
drink.
sure, absolutely. That is a great call by you. So thank you everyone for being here, and we shall see you in a couple of minutes. Winters,
right.
Bye-bye.
Stay tuned.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Winners. Alright, sorry guys, Winners will be back shortly, and we will head into our to one of our semifinal games. As you can see from the screen in front of you, it will be Nesquik, the winner from last week, versus taking on Dan, the Terran from Lebanon, previous winner of this cup. We will be beginning shortly, so please stay tuned.
Yo. I'm here.
Welcome back. We're starting the countdown.
Oh, my bad! So yeah, sorry, I'm back. There was a huge firework outside. I just had to look at it. I don't know why. Anyhow,
They're hypnotizing, Winners. We can't resist.
What?
Fireworks, they're hypnotizing.
Okay, whatever you say, Twidnu. We are back, and yes, TacoMan 9924. Hello to you too.
Okay, welcome back everyone to the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup 17th edition. Myself, Twidno, and my good friend Winners will be casting, as always, over on the top right corner, spawning as the purple Terran. It is Dan from Lebanon. And on the bottom left corner, it is our winner from last week, the defending champion, the Orange Zerg Nesquik.
That's absolutely right, and there's a big shout out for TacoMan9924. He's asking, are you in Dubai? And the answer is yes, I am. And Mr. Twidno, he's in the capital, he's in Abu Dhabi. So yes, Nesquik versus Dan Cake here. It is the champion versus the former champion, two heavyweights. And well, Dan dealt with the Zerg pretty well, as in he dealt with Rupture quite well. I mean, he was in charge and he never looked back. Let's see how he will fare against Dan here.
That's right. ZVT, of course, Winners, as you know, is my favorite matchup. It is the classic StarCraft 2 battle, and it's against with two very capable players, as we've seen in the past. Looks like we will be seeing a hatch first. I predict, at least from Nesquik. Dan is he's actually building a proxy racks, Winners, so he's up to his sneaky tricks once again, and I really doubt Nesquik will see this coming, and this must actually give Dan an opportunity to do some damage. He is building a refinery back home, so most likely will be a Reaper coming out of this racks.
Yeah, well, he did even send out a scouting drone here. Something, well, something you don't see too often. I mean, I've seen people such as, oh god, the name escapes me now, famous American Zerg player, not Idra, none of these, oh, never mind. Anyhow, who cares, it'll come back to me. And now we have Dan Cake here with a Tech Lab add-on, so we might see Reapers yet again.
Almost certainly will be Reapers winners, and it's always funny to see the Zerg frantically look around for that Rex when he doesn't spot it in the Terran main. Always prompts a response, and this is exactly why the Terran does it. He wants to scare the Zerg into overreacting, into frantically looking around the map, trying to spot what is happening. And Nesquik finally does know what is happening as he spots the Tech Lab with the Rex, and almost certainly knows that Reapers are heading towards his base.
So yeah, I mean, now, well, I mean, I don't think the Reaper is going to do too much damage. By the time the Reaper is going to be there, the Queen is about to pop. There are enough Zerglings, so all in all, I mean, he might kill off a few Zerglings, he might kill off a few drones, but that's going to be it. Nothing else. As one bunker does complete though, and well, it should be salvaged, but it's not. So that's a few
kind of careless from Dan.
Yeah.
He should have cancelled that bunker when he realized that there's absolutely no chance it was going to go up. Zerglings, of course, now driving the Reaper away, so that will also do any damage. And Dan's left with the Rex so far away from his main, and nothing to defend at home if a counterattack does come his way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at the Reaper play ring around the Rosie with the Zerglings, and
yeah, but there's a second Reaper now.
Yeah, so now he can micro a little bit better, be able to take out a few Zerglings as he does. And of course, he is building a command center behind this. So, and once he winners, he's going for that very early third command center. So, Dan feeling very confident with this build, as we did see him pull it off quite well against Rupture.
Yeah, so nice save there by Dan, well done. And yeah, the third command center yet again, and let's see how it's gonna work out. Zergling speed only starting right now, and well, Dan, well, that's kind of risky, researching STEM at that at that racks over there.
Yeah, that's incredibly brave to say the least.
But now he's got 3 Reapers out. I mean, oh, the Queen's even, oh no, sorry, there's a second Queen. So yeah, but nice, Dan is keeping his opponent on his toes. I mean, 3 Reapers might not sound like much, but if controlled properly, they can take out a few drones and a lot of drones quite fast, quite quickly.
That's right, and these small, this is what Dan's doing exactly. He's of course, with these Reapers, he has complete control of the map. All right, he's able to deny a third by Nesquik if he sees it coming. And he's also forcing Nesquik to stay on his toes, meaning that his multitasking will be put to the test, as he will be constantly on the lookout for his Reapers and be forced to react once they come towards his base. So we do have Dan now with the command center going down on his natural. Third command center will be up and running, but of course will be used in the main to produce 1 more STV at a time and drop down more mules. Siege tanks, of course, are on the way, as well as STEM, and Lurtek actually coming up from Nesquik.
Yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen here. Dan is still cruising around with his 3.
And oh no, winners, 2 Zerglings make their way towards Dan's main, and very curious by him. Yeah, he actually didn't put up the supply depot and allowed the Zerglings to come inside, so Nesquik now sees everything. He knows exactly what's happening. He knows there are 3 command centers. He's delaying some mining time at the main, being infinitely annoying. The SCVs do get this round and kill off the Zerglings, but Nesquik's already got all the information he wants. He knows exactly what's happening, and he's able to react and prepare accordingly, as we do see him now building a bailing nest.
Yeah, absolutely right. And Dan, well, he actually did manage to get STEM out of that 1 barracks, and he's floating it back home. The Tech Lab is going to be destroyed, and the 3 Reapers were unfortunately lost as well. But nice try though. And let's see, Nesquik has a 15 supply lead over his opponent. Dan, he is creating excessive supply depots to some, but that's just to wall in. And then he is going to produce nothing but units here. I do not think that he can take a third just yet. He doesn't have the amount of units, and especially now Nesquik coming up with a Spire here. I like what he's doing. He's going to have Banelings. With Baneling speed, he's going to have a Spire out there. And this third being secured as we speak. So I like Nesquik. He, of course, is our defending champion. So let's see if he can make it to the finals yet again and defend and be victorious once more.
We will certainly find out, winners. Like you said, not quite enough units for our Terran player to be able to safely secure a third. So we'll most likely see him keep that third command center for a little while longer at his main as he builds more racks, more structures, and gets his macro going.
Absolutely. I mean, at this point, he only has 6 Marines out there, which is pretty much nothing. I mean, there are a couple of siege tanks, but 6 Marines at the 11-minute mark, that's not something you see every day, especially from a Terran. So yeah, the creep spread, that's something we applauded Nesquik on last week, and he's not disappointing us this week either. He's spreading that creep, he's getting rid of that annoying destructible debris, as he has one queen being very active with tumors, so good on him. I like that, and he could even be thinking about a quick fourth if he chooses to do so. But now as the mutas come in, let's see how much damage he can do. One missile turret is in the making. I don't even know if it'll finish. Will it?
It might just finish on time, but one missile turret definitely not enough to do much against this flock of mutas. He will have to push his Marines back to be able to defend, but his Marines were actually way out of position, and he actually decides to ignore the muta attack and is actually pushing out with this small attack force of few tanks. And winners, this might actually be terrible for Dan. He is able to pull back a few Marines, but not before losing quite a few SCVs.
Yeah, how many SCVs did he lose? He lost 7 in total. He lost one missile turret as well, and now, well...
What's the overall worker count at?
The overall worker count is 61 SCVs to 66 drones.
Alright, so they're both fairly even. Of course, the mule count does push the economy a little bit
two
favor.
medevacs.
And not quite, but you know,
Nesquik losing a few meters there.
Very unfortunate. He didn't see that the rest of the Marines were moving back.
But now Banelings are coming in. The tanks
are not sieged, and
not focus
this might
fire.
be Nesquik's opportunity as he catches the tanks unsieged, taking out all the Marines. And look at the Terran supply plummet, winners. He's down to 95 compared to the opponent's 125. And great catch by Nesquik. Really caught Dan off guard there.
He certainly was quick. I know what you mean. So, anyhow...
Well said. Well said.
Thank you. The corny jokes do continue here. Zergling here at the third for Dan, being very annoying. He might actually take out 1 or 2 SCVs as Dan is being forced back here. And Nesquik is looking very strong. The creep still going. Macro hatch, excuse me. Oh, yeah, there is a macro hatch now. We missed that, and the 4th as well here. So Nesquik, he's being very balanced here. He's expanding when he can, and he is producing units when necessary. He's pressured a bit as well. So Nesquik in a good position. He is already researching a flyer attacks level 2 for his mutas, and Zerg ground carapace level 2 as well. So good on him. Dan, has he researched anything? No, his he's 1-0, and that is not going to be enough.
Yeah, he's definitely behind his upgrades, winners. I'm actually surprised because Dan's usually the kind of player you'd see who's always on top of his upgrades, making sure that he's always at least matching or closely following his opponent. In any case, he does finally take a very, very late third here at the 16-minute mark. Doesn't even use the third command center on his main, decides to build a new one for some reason. I guess he doesn't want it to be a command center over there, doesn't feel secure, prefers to have it as a planetary fortress. And I mean, just look at the minimap, Winters. Nesquik has creep everywhere. He's got vision of everything which can possibly be coming his way, even taking a fifth over on the top left.
Oh, I like that. I'm sorry, he
And
distracted with his mutas, and that gave his Zerglings and Bendings a chance to walk around, and Dan might not see this coming.
might not. Oh, nice catch with the Banelings there. By Dan, kills off a few Banelings. Nesquik, I think, could have engaged in that. Maybe he wasn't sure of the amount of siege tanks behind the Marine, so opted to take the hits and avoid the risk. And once, I mean, he had an opportunity to kind of go attack that third before it turned into a planetary, but now it's too late, and I think he missed his chance. But he does still have the supply lead. He does have the upgrade advantage. His economy is looking.
Oh, look at this! Is this going to be a two-pump timing attack?
And look at this flank by Nesquik coming in from all the directions.
Oh,
and
very nice.
He's got
here.
all the Marines cornered, takes out all the tanks, surrounds the Thors, and
now the medevacs.
Supply to 105. Another great engagement by Nesquik, man. He knows when to come in, and Dan simply gets caught out of position all the time, and this wall is not going to last for long. More Banelings, more Zerglings coming in, and I think Dan's going to tap out.
Yeah, there's the and wow. First game of the day, Nesquik, he is showing who is boss, Dan. Well, he was looking strong against Rupture, but he might have his work cut out here for him. Very strong play, very impressed by Nesquik once again. There's a reason why he's a champion, and we saw exactly why. He expanded when he could. He didn't take any unnecessary risks. He engaged just when he knew he could win. He didn't force it.
That's what it's all about, winners. Exactly that. He just knew when to engage, and engaged perfectly. Every single time he engaged, he caught Dan out of unsieged or out of position, or flanks him, or and every single time that happened, he won the engagement. And he just it was all those small wins here and there that eventually led him to the finally winning the game. Just before we head out to the second match of the semifinal, any update on the other semifinal?
Isamu took it 2-0.
Oh wow.
Okay, so we have one Zerg
in the final. Is this the same Isamu who we saw play a few months back against Gunman at the final?
See what a bit
sure it's the same guy?
See, you guys, this is what a little bit of dedication and hard work does. You can be a different player. You can take matches, and you can be a
Excuse
champion.
me, winners. I'll just take a few minutes break. I got an important call. Please hold off the match till I come back.
Okay, sure thing. We'll do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Winners, and we are going to just take a 5-minute break because Twidno has an important phone call, so he's gonna be back shortly, and I guess I'll take that opportunity just to talk to the community a bit. So, as you all know, I'm sure most of you guys have heard my voice before. My name is Winners, and I'm kind of trying my best to run the StarCraft 2 community in the Middle East and North Africa. You can check us out on Facebook. That's SC2 space MENA. You'll find us. We have a nice logo, SC2 MENA, the one you see on stream right now. We also have a Twitter handle under the same name, so follow us there too if you have a Twitter account, and if you don't have one, well, what are you waiting for? Get on there. Twitter is a great way to get in touch and stay in touch, and of course to spread news, information and such. So why don't you do it? Support esports and do your part as well. And in the meantime now, Nesquik is telling us that it is winter in Germany. What again? Nesquik, he is half a local here from the United Arab Emirates. He is from Al Ain, but he currently resides in Germany. Not sure where, but he's moving back to continue his studies. So good on him. I can't wait to meet him.
Sorry, winners, I'm back.
Oh.
I'm sorry, everyone. That was a really important call. I had to take it. I'm very sorry for interrupting the stream. Have you decided on the next map yet?
Yeah, dual sites.
Okay, fantastic.
So yeah, Taco Man 9924. He's been following esports for about a year now, so that's not bad at all. A year, especially in the United Arab Emirates, that's not bad because we're a bit behind. But yes, Twidno and I, we're trying to change things. And Taco Man, he's been telling us about a place called Escape Gaming Network in Al Basha. Do you know about this place?
Yes, I have been there before, winners.
Oh, he's actually been there. Very nice. Do you like it?
It's actually a very nice place.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually owned and run by someone who was part of the Counter-Strike community previously.
Okay.
Yeah, he was involved in the competitive scene. He eventually went up and built his own network, and he did host a few tournaments, some FIFA stuff, some Counter-Strike.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's more into Dota and that kind of thing now. But it's a very nice place. It's in Barsha.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too far from all of the Emirates, and it's definitely a place people can check out.
Yep, great. So, and he's been saying, why don't we go there to host a StarCraft 2 tournament? Well, we'll see about that.
We won't say no to that, winners.
Yes. Well, let's see about that because the trouble is we're so limited with StarCraft 2 players here in the United Arab Emirates. I mean, I can count most of them on my left hand because that's all I would need, to be fair. But yeah, we'll look into it. Anyhow, now we're here on dual sites. This is the version, the edition with no gold basis, like all dual, all GSL maps. So now everyone is here, though we need to change the matchup. It is not gonna be us playing, that would be too awful. Not that we're awful, but it was just, you know.
We are awful winners.
Okay, we are. Anyhow, we're ready. Let's see if the players are ready. And we should get that match starting right away. Taco Man, why don't you join us here? SC2 MENA is the channel on Battle.net, all caps, no space, and like us on Facebook too. And maybe you can even participate in net. Let me start again. You might actually want to participate next week because the MENA Cup is great fun. Anyhow, we're in game now. Dual sites is the map. One of my favorite maps. And here we are.
Okay, winners, we are back. Welcome everyone. I am Twidno, and joining me as always is my good friend Winners. We are casting the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup 17th edition. And we are in game 2 of this best of three series between our Red Zerg over on the right side of the map, the dark side, the evil side, versus his opponent over on the good and beautiful side, the left side. It is the blue Terran Dan. And winners, after this first game, very impressive play of Nesquik.
Oh yeah, very impressive play indeed here. And I think Dan needs to think of something else here, as I was momentarily distracted by Nesquik's comment here. But Nesquik, wow, really strong play here, safe play, no risks at all, and he forced Dan to lose the game. There's nothing that he did that was so wow. I mean, it was great standard play, great decision making, great unit composition. And
it was the great perfect engagements. That's what won Nesquik the game.
Yeah.
To be perfectly frank, and I think if he's able to do that to repeat his success in this game, Dan will have a hard time really doing much.
Absolutely here, and I'm happy to see that Dan is not going to go for any cheese. He went for the standard 13 gas. He has his barracks there at the front of the ramp. He's going to start his wall in. And as we see there, a gas before pool here, so something very safe. Nesquik wants to get that speed out there as quickly as possible. Right away puts 3 drones out there, so he's really on top of his game. And from there on, he's going to go and get his expansion here at the bottom. So until now, I like what I'm seeing. Dan, of course, not too much happening in his base. He's getting his first Marines. His first Marine. He's topping up the ramp with that second supply depot. His orbital is in the making, and yeah, why don't we talk about some other stuff? Obviously, I'd like to give a big shout out to Last Resort, also a new place in Abu Dhabi. It's near the city center, I believe, or am I mistaken?
It's near the Wahda Mall,
Mm-hmm.
at the intersection between Al Najda Street and Al Difa Street. Anyone in Abu Dhabi would be familiar with that. If you're not, then Al Wahda Mall is the closest landmark. So once you get there, you shouldn't have a hard time finding the place. I haven't been there myself yet, but I did hear a lot of good things about it. Great computers is definitely the first thing which comes into mind. I do know that all the computers are fitted with i7 core Intels and 5.7 NVIDIA GPUs, which are, of course, made for excellent machines.
Absolutely, so you can play pretty much any game, and one game I've been playing a lot as of late has been Diablo 3. There was a big update, hardcore mode is now available, and certain things have been changed and tweaked. I've maxed out one character, and I'm on level 12 with 2 others, so I've been certainly playing a lot these days, and why not? It's a great game. I was an addict, but who cares about that? It's not about me, it's about this beautiful game. It's StarCraft 2, as we see Nesquik getting his Roach Warren here, as he sees, I don't know if you saw, but I think he knows that Hellions are coming his way, to be perfectly frank.
I'm pretty sure he knows, like you said. Hellion, of course, reacted Hellion opening, very safe and very popular build for Terrans in this matchup. In the meantime, we see that Nesquik is building a spine crawler up in his natural, just to feel a little more secure about those Hellions roaming around. And this reactor, the Hellion build will definitely slow down any potential third base coming from Nesquik, which is always a good thing for the Terran.
That's absolutely right here, and the Roach one has already completed. And yeah, as Dan said, a fast speed here. Speed is essential for map control. As we now try to see, there's 4 Hellions. They just come in as the spine crawler pops. That was the perfect anti-timing here for Dan. He wasn't able to get up the ramp either. Great decision here with Nesquik using the Queen and the Zerglings to block off the ramp. So everything seems to be going his way, and I'm very impressed yet again.
Right, Nesquik constantly showing us why he was able to win last week's tournament. Great positioning by the Queen to prevent the upcoming disaster had the aliens reach the main. And I think once the sword count does get to a comfortable level, we'll see Nesquik safely take a third.
Absolutely correct here. I don't see him as the guy who would just take 7 roaches and walk across the map. I think he wants to feel out his opponent, see what's going on, but actually I might take that back what I just said. I mean, he does have a few Zerglings, and wow, I might
The main thing is that the tanks aren't out yet. I mean,
correct.
Without tanks, it's going to be very difficult for to deal with those roaches, and as we see, Nesquik might actually be able to do a lot of damage with this.
Yeah.
Dan will be forced to put out some SCVs if he wants to defend this. The Hellions, of course, won't do much damage to the roaches, so he should use them against the Zerglings. Zerglings coming by now, trying to surround some of the SCVs, and although Dan might be able to hold this off, he has lost a lot of workers.
Yeah, absolutely, a lot of damage being dealt here. That one Marauder wasn't able to do it, and now, oof, this is bad. I mean, Nesquik should focus on the workers. He's already taken out 8. Here's the next round of Zerglings, and wow, Dan actually, he could lose right here.
Yeah, this is why I'm never, I never like it when I see a Terran try to delay his siege tanks, more than he should, as this is exactly what can happen. Roaches, tier 1 units, the Zerg can get them out real fast, and if you don't have Marauders, you don't have tanks, you really have a hard time dealing with this. And we can see with Nesquik's timing that he's doing a lot of damage with this. He's already killed off quite a few workers, and Dan this time barely stops the Zerglings from making their way to the main. Crisis averted for now, but Nesquik, oddly enough, did not change his rally point for the roaches, and those two roaches will meet their maker and be killed off. And Dan actually handled that very well. He did lose quite a bit of workers, but
he lost 20.
Could have lost more. He lost a lot of workers, but it could have been a lot worse. I mean, it was bad, but could have been worse. That's all I'll say for now. He is now building a third command center.
Correct.
Or he is planning to build a third command center, so looking to try and expand very soon. And oddly enough, we actually still haven't seen a third come up from Nesquik.
Yeah.
He invested so much into that timing that he's not able to build to afford a third hatchery just yet.
Well, he's getting
he's actually
macro.
taking up to lair.
Yeah, and he's getting a macro hatch, so why not? And maybe he knows that Dan is gonna counter attack here or something. Well, for medevacs and a few marines here, wow, is he gonna go for a drop to the main?
Yeah, he's definitely going for a drop at the main. I'm not sure if Nesquik is prepared for this. No, his Zerglings are actually out at the natural, and Dan might actually have an opportunity to do some damage with this, as Nesquik is still suffering from the investment he put into that attack.
Good reaction,
Marines
though.
now, and he needs to position those Marines a little bit better, and he actually does. So those Marines actually don't get much, get a lot of damage done to those Zerglings without receiving much. And Nesquik looks like he's in a lot of trouble. Winners, he's down about 25 supply.
The spawning pool's gonna go.
Spawning pool.
Wow, so he has 60 more Zerglings, he does have a Baneling Nest, and he can make roaches, so... But this is huge.
Nest just finished in time for it to die off. He did manage to start building 6 Banelings while he was still alive, so those might be his saving grace, but I'm not sure if he can come back from this. Dan is still doing a lot of damage with this, and he might actually be able to take the hatchery at the main if Nesquik doesn't react this very instant.
Oh, beautiful pickup here.
Alright, gets the pickup, and he does leave safely with the majority of his units. And Nesquik, man, he's gonna be feeling the wrath of that attack for quite a bit, and I think Dan's in a very comfortable lead here, winners, as he will be set to take his third fairly soon.
Yeah, but in this whole engagement, only one drone was lost here. I mean, he did lose the spawning pool and the Baneling Nest. He can still make roaches, and well, he needs roaches because tanks are heading his way. 6 medevacs as well, and quite a few marines, and I think he's just gonna siege up on the lower ground, and then he's gonna work his way up. That's how I see it from here.
That's right. It's gonna be very difficult for Nesquik to stop this. Once the siege tanks are in position, Dan will be able to do a lot of damage with this, and Nesquik with no third, and he's currently supply capped, lost 2 of his critical build structures. I think this is gonna go for a game 3, winners. Once this engagement is over, Nesquik will lose all his Banelings, all his Zerglings, a few of his queens, and Dan will just keep on rallying more and more units and pushing further and further towards the Zerg natural until Nesquik can't do anything at all.
That's right, and now Nesquik, he's losing overlords right, left, and center, and this is pretty bad. Now Marines pushing up into the natural here. Nice reaction. No Baneling speed, obviously. He wasn't able to afford that, and because the Baneling Nest was taken out, and those 2 Marines, my god, they are absolutely causing a lot of havoc here. More Marines being airlifted here. Siege tank going to work on the macro hatch, and there it goes. Now 44 Zerglings did make it, and well, the tanks are going to go here, but those Marines on the higher ground. The third now as well landing for Dan Cake. So he's in a great position. Nesquik is down, and wow, what can he do from here?
Well, I can't imagine him being able to do much. He did get his spire up doing all that madness, but he simply doesn't have enough of economy to support a lot of mutilus play. He is researching a flyer attack level 1, so he wants to at least make sure his mutas are strong enough to do a little bit of damage. Finally researching the speed upgrade for the Banelings, taking his third, but I think Dan is so much in the lead that
next push as well here.
Next second round of units coming up, some more siege tanks, more Marines. His third is already up and running. He's got that all saturated, and Nesquik will be very hard pressed to try and defend the second wave of attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. Is he gonna No, he's not even gonna go around. I mean, is he gonna wait for baning speed? I guess he has to, but I mean, what can he really do?
Dan's position is great. I mean, this narrow choke point where the two siege tanks are. I mean, even if the Zerglings or Banelings try and push in, you know, the tanks will have done way too much damage to them before they're able to reach. And this is where Dan is very smart in using the terrain to his advantage.
Absolutely. That's why some Zergs go crazy on the map, on the ladder, and in actual life. But yeah, there goes one queen, and now multitasking is being pushed to the brink here for, especially for Nesquik, who did secure his third, and he's trying really hard here. But I don't think he is Nesty quite yet, and like you said, this might go to game number 3.
Almost certainly will go to game number 3. Zerglings now finally going after the tanks, but Nesquik suffered too many casualties, 67 supply to 130, and the main hatchery is taken out, drones being killed off. There's just way too much stuff on the map for our Terran player, and Nesquik will most likely tap out any second now.
Yeah, well, Dan chose this map for a reason here. He's now going after the Overlords, trying to supply block his opponent. And while the drones did transfer to the third base, well, there's just too much. Dan Cake is up about 3 times the supply, or he has 3 times the supply, excuse me, compared to his opponent. And well, Dan is just, I guess, waiting for another round of units, and then he is going to go in and finish off Nesquik. Maybe even gonna go for his third here.
Yeah, I think once Dan finally reaches that third, you know, reality will set in for Nesquik. I'm actually surprised he decided not to tap out just yet. Might be better to conserve his energy for a third game, but some people are like that. They want to fight on to the last second. You know, that's all good and all, but in this position, it's quite clear that there's absolutely no chance to get back into this. The third hatchery is now down, 49 supply to 156. It's just a matter of time now, I guess. Like I said, I'm surprised it's gone this long without Nesquik calling it quits.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to rebuild hatchery at the main, but what does he really have on the map? He has 30 drones, 20 Zerglings, and 12 Banelings, and 1 Lonely Queen. There's not too much, and Dan, well, he's taking a 4th. Well, oh, I'm sorry, this is actually the gold version of the map, so I need to retract my statement from earlier. Anyhow, Dan, he's in position now, and he's just thinking, how am I gonna finish my opponent off? Again, Nesquik, he's even trying to retake his third. He's even trying to get a macro hatch. I mean, he's floating 1k minerals. He has a few mutas out on the map, but it's just not gonna be enough. Dan now slowly edging his way forward yet again. Nice tank line, stemming his units as we see a few mutas, 5 mutas in total, heading off, but they're actually making their way home, and Dan is, well, he's actually being too careful. Does he know how far ahead he actually is?
Judging from how he's playing, it seems like he's not entirely sure of how far ahead he is. I'm sure if he knew better, he'd probably move inside there and just kill off the Zerg. And although those Banelings do a good job against those Marines, and the mutas might actually take out some of the tanks, it's still, you know, no way to get back into the game. Nesquik finally realizes it at 34 supply and calls the GG. Yeah,
absolutely here. So
what exactly happened there, winners? I mean, you think that Nesquik invested way too much in that roach timing, and although did kill off a lot of SCVs, I think was just not able to come back from it. I mean, Dan was already on 2 bases. Yeah, the drop definitely did a lot of damage, but I'm just looking at that point, the tipping point where things went into Dan's favor. I think it was the counterattack right after the roach timing, which was held off. And at that point, he already had his siege tanks up and his siege tech ready. And I think that was the moment. That was the point where essentially the game went downhill for Nesquik, and we're gonna go into a game 3. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, me too here. So I'd like to welcome Taco here. He is he's the guy in stream, and I'm actually so. Anyhow, game number 3. What is the map going to be?
We will find out shortly. Metalopolis. Is it part of the
Yeah.
map pool? Metalopolis. Okay. I'm playing the GSL version.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let me just double check what.
There is no GSL version, I think.
Yeah, GSL Metalopolis. Yep, there is.
But
No
I mean,
gold.
there is no GSL version of that.
No gold.
Uh.
Just look for it. Otherwise, just use something else. That's fine. Sorry, everyone. My voice is a bit raspy. I don't know what happened. Maybe a bit of a sore throat. I don't know, but I'm trying my best here. Please do bear with me. But yeah, otherwise everything seems to be going just fine. How are you doing on this perfect day?
I'm doing mighty fine. Winner is enjoying the games. And right now trying to find the right version of Rob. There is no GSL version. There's no official GSL version.
Use the Metalopolis. That's fine.
Alright, the standard one?
Yeah.
It does have gold base, but
yeah.
we'll just have to do with that for the time being.
So yeah, I guess I'm the last one as always. My bad. I'm just chatting to the stream here. I'd like to thank Taco for already telling 3 of his friends about this weekly tournament. Thank you. It is exactly, we need more people like Taco, honestly. We need to tell everyone about this great tournament, about this great community. Lady Gunner 609. I see what you did there. Anyhow, Lady Gunner 609, thank you for chatting and for being with us, spending your time this fabulous Saturday evening with us. And FZRRR Fizzer, he's telling me that he's gonna make ads for us at the League of Legends forums. Anyhow, let's introduce
that's very nice, very kind of him. But hold your thoughts, winners. We are back onto game number 3 here. On Metalopolis. Over on the right side of the map, our winner of the second game, loser of the first, it is the purple Terran Dan. And up in the 12 o'clock position, our winner from last week, it is, see what I did there? Our winner from last week, it is the Orange Zerg Nesquik.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, well, thanks again to all you newcomers here. We need more people to promote the community. We represent SC2 MENA. We nearly have 1,000 members, and actually the bulk of them, I'll hit you with some stats. 275 of them are actually from Algeria, but I don't know where they're all hiding. Anyhow, it is a nice stat. Apparently we only have 44 members from the United Arab Emirates, but that's okay. Things do take some time over here, but please guys, play the game and spread the word on this fabulous product that Blizzard has given us. Thank you everyone. So anyhow, back to this game, Dan, while playing standard and pausing the game. So as I wanted to say now before Dan decided to pause, I think Dan is going to do the exact same thing that he did on dual sites. He's going to use the terrain to his advantage. I think he's going to just park them tanks there, and he is going to work his way up into the main. He's going to cut off reinforcement. He's going to secure the ramp, go after the production facility of the Zerg, and then he is going to take Nesquik apart. Well, that's what I think, but what is your take?
I really do think he's going to do the same thing. This marine tank composition has done wonders for him. You do get the stability of having siege tanks to cover you know, a big range around your units around the map, and the flexibility of having the Marines able to drop in and out of the Zerg base. And with this positioning, winners, that's even better for the Terran, as the drop play could definitely be more effective. And I really do think that Dan will go for something very similar.
Yep. So we said, oh, we did point out close by air positions, maybe mutas as well, but I think in these close positions, the Terran is slightly favored. I just think that Terran can use the terrain, oh my god, a lot of T's in there, to his advantage and take the game from there if he's able to constantly reinforce, take the correct position, and now we're back in the game.
Yes, we are. And we'll almost certainly see Hatch first from Nesquik once again, as that is the kind of player he is. And there we go, 15 Hatch. Dan with no funny business. He is building the racks at the just on top of the ramp to create a wall, so these Zerglings, and he's actually building a very early supply depot. So he definitely wants to deny the scout from Nesquik, which is always a good thing for the Terran. Still no gas, of course, and we might be looking into what I think is a one racks expand. I do not think we'll see Hellion play this time around.
I mean, we saw him dual site go for everything that he's done without the expansion. I mean, he first took his gas, then his pool, and then put down the hatch. So switching them around, he's aware of how things work differently to his advantage and to his disadvantage, where he can be vulnerable or not. So I like that player knows his map, his style, and his, or at least he makes the correct assumptions about his opponent here. And now we see Dan, well, he's going to put on some pressure, but is he going to lose the SCV? No, he's not, but it is actually pretty hurt, and I don't think that's the right position. He should position that bunker right there in that little crack, or that little space right beside the ramp, to give the Zerglings and the drones less room to maneuver and to harass that building. That's something we saw that MVP did quite often, or other top Terran players that would just place that bunker right there, and then, well, they would laugh all the way to the GSL bank. Anyhow, command center going up for Dan Cake here, getting both his gases too, and let's see what he's going to do to supply depot and the bunker, as Nesquik, well, he wants to put on some damage, but I think the 3 Marines are going to be enough to fend off this little attack here, if he would move them up the ramp behind the depot. Anyhow, I mean, nice cancel here. I mean, excuse me, not a nice cancel, but a nice bit of pressure with these 6 Zerglings. Forced to cancel on the supply depot and the bunker. He managed to lose an SCV and 3 Marines. I mean, it doesn't sound like much to the average player who doesn't tune in all that often, but it is actually quite a bit. And again, same thing. These little things can make a huge difference.
Especially this early in the game, winners.
Thank you.
You know, maybe 15 minutes into the game, you wouldn't mind losing that much, but this early, when you're, you know, still a few minutes in, barely 30 supply, a single Marine or a single STV do count, and this is not only going to impact, you know, his unit count, but it'll also delay his expo, as he'll be reluctant to move out without a barracks, without a bunker there to try to fend off against any Zergling run by.
Yep. Absolutely fabulous play here. I mean, these 6 Zerglings, they've caused so much economical damage here. I mean, he's lost 100 minerals just from cancelling, and now he even gets in
the... man. And he sees the 3 factory builds, so he knows exactly what Dan is planning. And oh man, this is the moment as a Terran where you just feel that, like, there's nothing you can do. I know, of course, it's, you know, it's far from that, but it's just so disheartening when the Zergling is able to run by and see what you're doing, especially when you are trying to hide it, and you would obviously be trying to hide 3 factories at the same time.
Yeah, so Roachworn going up here, layer on the way as well. Drones galore, he's up to 41 drones already. Blue Flame Hellions, But what just happened here?
What happened? What are you wondering?
I don't know. There just something happened to Dan. I didn't catch it. Something must have happened, and we both missed it. Anyhow, your nice sim city. Well, the sim city is starting to take place and take shape with the evolution chamber next to the ramp. A queen can just sit there and, well, basically block pretty much everything. Spine crawler as well, just gonna be remaneuvered now. Nesquik going for that third.
Yeah, I mean, why not? He knows that Dan's been trying to expand for the past 5 minutes or so unsuccessfully, and he knows that no attack is coming his way, as he saw that Dan was investing in 3 factories at the same time, and that he had only 1 Rax pumping 1 Marine at a time. So there's no way that Dan will be able to attack him anytime soon, which is why he went for a than usual third.
Absolutely.
I actually wouldn't be surprised to see Dan himself try to go for a third command center. I mean, supporting 3, you know, the 3 factory, you do require a lot of gas, and I think he will take a third soon. And Dan's plan seems to be that he will go for that third. He will try to defend until he can max out.
Oh, but let's see these 3 Blue Flame Hellions here. What can they do?
They do get some drone kills, a couple I guess, and actually they are making their way towards the main, so they will also get some scouting done, which I think is more beneficial than any drone kills they will get. Nice little push by Dan here. I really like when Terran puts an effort into trying to do as much damage as possible with those Hellions. And I mean, both players now know exactly what their opponent is doing.
Yep, absolutely.
Dan knows that the layer's already up. He knows that roaches are the name of the game, and Nesquik knows that Dan is gonna go for mech.
Yeah, that is absolutely so. Infestation pit. Would it be your choice, infestation pit, at this point against mech?
You definitely need infestors against any unit composition the Terran comes with. So nothing wrong with that. Actually, the earlier you get infestors, actually better, so you can accumulate energy. Of course, they are definitely better when faced against bio, but they can also work quite well to delay any attacks coming from the Terran. Especially that when Terran moves out with mech, his units are, while he's moving, are mostly clumped up, especially the Hellions. And if you can get some good fungal growth hits on those Hellions, you can take out a good chunk of them. Which will allow you to use your Zerglings to be able to get damage on the mech units, and this is why I think Nesquik is going for that infestation pit, essentially to take care of the Hellions.
So let's see what this is going to do here. Spire, I would have gone for the Spire a lot earlier, especially because a mech is so very slow. You as a Zerg have a great advantage with the amount of speed that you possess. Mutalisks, you have speedlings, you have such fast units which complement each other. But now look at this Dan, he's showing why he's a champion of the past. He's moving out to secure the gold, as now Nesquik takes somewhat of a hidden fourth here. And well, I like what Dan is doing. I really do like it. He's getting up a sensor tower here. He has a lot of tanks in place, turrets preemptively as well, because he knows that sooner or later, especially on this map, mutas are gonna pop up. So
I actually think that it's not mutas which are coming. We do have the lair complete, so I think Nesquik's going straight into Broodlords.
So you think he's gonna skip out on the mutas altogether?
I think he might. I think he's gonna do that. Why else would he go for? I mean, unless it's a coincidence, he timed that Spire to complete just as the lair is complete. So.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, that's right. He is going for a greater Spire, and I think it's actually a great choice. I mean, against mech, Broodlords are the hive tech of choice, and if he's able to siege those Broodlords just on his side of the gold base, then he'll be able to attack quite well.
He lets Zerglings up into the main, and now he's pushing out as well here. A lot of roaches, and the siege tanks are not sieged, and oh dear.
Oh, what was Dan thinking,
oh,
man?
Dan.
He's gonna lose all the siege
The
tanks.
SCVs are late to repair, and this is the trouble with mech. Once you lose it, it is so hard and difficult to replace, and
especially when you have Zerglings tearing off your main, and you know, it's very unfortunate that a player with Dan's caliber does, you know, face this kind of misstep, moving all siege tanks without any support, not even siege towards, you know, a group of witches is never a good thing. Dan now with even left half the supply of Nesquik. He's got Zerglings in the main, still doing damage. He's got a long time before he can refill the siege tank count. And he's got Broodlords coming his way, which will be able to siege out just outside the gold and stop all mining.
Can I tell you, he doesn't even have a starport. Dan doesn't even have a starport, so...
Oh, that's...
I mean, as soon as the Broodlords are out, I think Dan is just gonna GG. I mean, there's absolutely no way that he can hold it off. I mean, he has 1 Thor and 3 Marines. I mean... Dan doesn't even know about this 4th, which has just completed. Drones are being transferred here as well, and well, what can Dan really do? He's down about 70 supply. He's trying to get back.
One misstep is all it takes, winners.
Exactly, you're absolutely right. So I think Nesquik will be able to make it back into the finals and trying to defend his title as he's going to face off against Isamu in a ZVZ. But it's not over until the fat lady sings, and well, let's see how nice the Broodlords can sing.
Yeah, the Broodlords are gonna sing aplenty. Dan with actually, I think, yeah, just a single Thor as anti-air, and when those Broodlords siege up at the gold and take out all the SCVs, Dan's gonna be hard pressed to do anything. And once again, winners, he is caught unsieged once again. The second time in a matter of 2 minutes, and this time he realizes there's no coming back, and GG's.
Absolutely correct. Well said. And now, well, there it is.
StarCraft cruel, winners.
Yes, StarCraft is cruel. That's why we commentate. That's why we promote the community, because we don't want to feel like Dan feels right now, because I'm sure he... well, I don't think he'll be smashing his MacBook keyboard, but he'll be pretty upset. I mean, his army was caught off guard twice, and... well...
I mean, the first time was enough to end the game.
Exactly.
The second one was just an icing on the cake for Nesquik. He didn't even need the Broodlords to do anything before Dan tapped out. And we'll be heading out to the final now, winners.
Absolutely here. So it'll be a ZVZ. So yeah, Scenes, CNZ, Scenes, we'll just call him Scenes. He asked, are there any Protoss in the tournament? Unfortunately, they are all out. We have very few Protoss players. We have had an Iranian Prodigy. Well, his name, he was a Prodigy, and his name is Prodigy. He was quite well. He was a high Masters Protoss, but he doesn't really play that often anymore. I think he's caught up in the studies and such. But yeah, we've had a few great Protosses, especially with Papuli. He was our Grand Master, but he got bored of StarCraft 2 and he just went right into Dota. Anyhow.
Alright, I'm just confirming some things with the players, and we should be starting the final very soon.
So yeah, just to clarify this for the new people watching the stream, we have the SC2 MENA Cup number 17. Well, it's a weekly tournament, and it takes place every Saturday, 7 p.m. Dubai time. You can sign up. Unfortunately, in the last few weeks, we've had less and less people participating. Maybe some people lost interest, some people don't have the time, but we try to get more people to play this week. We had about 14 players who showed up. In the past, we had nearly 30 at one stage, so there is good competition. In the end, we all want to have some fun. We want to promote esports and the best game possible. So is this going to be a best of 3 or best of 5?
We're going to go for a best of 3 due to time constraints.
Great.
Okay. Both players have agreed, so that's what we're doing. No way, winners. Best of 3 is still okay. It is ZVZ, so we will most likely have quicker games than usual. We are back on Daybreak, of course. And here we are, winners, the grand final of the StarCraft 2 Weekly MENA Cup number 17, casted by myself, Twidno, and my good friend Winners. Over on the top right side of Daybreak, we have our winner for last week, and back here in the grand final to reclaim his crown, it is the orange Zerg Nesquik, and on the bottom left corner, our Zerg, who's been very impressive all throughout the tournament and has improved quite a bit from the first time we saw him play. It is in the red color SMU.
Yeah, a little. Well, 1-0 here for Isamu. He gets off the first. Well,
the first blow.
The first blow here as Nesquik makes you fat. Yeah, but it does taste good. I have Nesquik in the cabinet. I love Nesquik. I still like it. Something from my childhood that I have a million pleasant memories of and will always have. What about you? Did you have Nesquik?
No, I had something else.
The orange one? Oh no, what's the orange one?
Ovaltine.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that? Yeah, that's what I used to love when I was a kid.
And just one thing before this match really gets underway here. FZ RRR is asking, but we have a lot of bronze people. We have a chance to view a bronze TN, so I guess that's a tournament. Maybe
if the demand is there, we can do it, winners.
Yeah, maybe.
Our main problem, I mean, for all the viewers, our main problem is lack of players constantly participating. And if we have enough players to justify more than one tournament, we will gladly do it. So just make sure to sign up. Show us that you're interested. Come to the tournament. Play, even if you're in bronze facing a platinum player. It's okay. We will see that there are more players there, and we will accommodate them accordingly.
Yeah, sorry to cut you.
But I just want to add that, you know, if you're scared to come in and not play as good, don't be worried about that. Our main goal here is for everyone to improve, get better, make friends, you know, meet more people to help improve and find practice partners. So don't be shy. I mean, come in. Even if you're a bronze player, even if you're a gold player or a grandmaster, everyone's welcome. Yeah.
So I just want to point out. This tournament takes place on Saturdays, but for a long time we've been thinking about doing something on a Wednesday in the midweek. Maybe we can have maybe an 8 or 10 player tournament of, I don't know, bronze to gold. Maybe that's something we can maybe accommodate, something short, something that doesn't take too long. Maybe it'll be casted, maybe it won't, but that's something, you know, like Twidner said, we don't have enough players, and sometimes it's difficult to really get a feel of how the community feels, where it's at. So I'm actually happy that Fizz, we just call him Fizz, okay? For the time being, we call him Fizz. Is pointing this out here. I would love to have a tournament for the lower leagues, but again, we need to have enough people to justify it. So let's say if we can get 10 lower league players together from, let's say, bronze to gold, I'll be more than happy to do something on a Wednesday evening if people are interested in doing this. So, but enough about that. Let's get back into the game. Nesquik went for an earlier expand. He went for an earlier everything, if I'm not mistaken. And
yeah, the sign of a confident player. And look at him. He's already you know, launched his first attack. Almost got that queen. Barely missed it thanks to some good defense by Nesquik. We do have a few Zerglings, you know, attacking each other. Isamu's Zerglings numbers have gone down by quite a bit, and he is forced back. But yeah, like you said, Nesquik's hatchery is up first, so he will definitely have the advantage in the economy game. And we already have a Baneling Nest from Isamu actually, so Isamu definitely looking to do some damage very soon here.
That's absolutely correct here. Spinecrawler is up as well. He should target the Banelings here and not be too focused. And oh, that was a close call there. If those Banelings would have gone off.
Oh, and wow. Great target firing by Nesquik. Kills off quite a bit of Banelings.
Yeah, the queen goes down though.
Yeah, so both players trading blows. Nesquik with the slight supply advantage, 36 to 29. But Isamu is still relentless with his attack. He's I was gonna say he was trading well until that very moment.
Until that very.
Oh, yeah, he lost a lot of Zerglings there, and I think Nesquik's got this winner.
Yeah, he's got this. He's gonna go for the drone line, and
oh, this might actually change
no.
everything, but he
kills 2.
Trade, how many?
2.
So he traded 3 banelings for 2.
Yeah.
For 2 drones. Not the best trade, of course.
No.
And you know, now Nesquik with the higher Zergling count, making short work of Isamu's Zerglings, and yeah, Isamu's aggression might not actually end up doing much, and Nesquik will slowly, you know, increase on his supply lead and improve his own economy until he finally dries up Isamu's resources.
Absolutely correct. I mean, let's look at the unit counting station. 23.
Keep in mind, Isamu's not mining at all from his natural.
Yeah. I mean, this is an all-in, and all-in that's past the all-in point. It's a game with drones, especially ZVZ, and Nesquik has 12 more of them, and now that all these Zerglings are dead, I mean, there's nothing much to say. A new queen is out, and Isamu should just tap out here at this point. He might get another queen, but overall he is down.
Yeah, the longer Nesquik can defend, the better his chances. I mean, Isamu is still doing quite well. He's not completely out of it just yet. His army count is actually better, even though the total supply count does favor Nesquik. And if Isamu actually is able to do more damage here, taking out more queens and a few more drones, he might actually be able to come back.
Yeah, what happened here? Was there a round of just drones and no Zerglings here?
Oh, what happened is that Nesquik essentially, although his supply count was higher, it was mostly drones. So
yeah,
Isamu eventually accumulated enough Zerglings, more so than his opponent, and was able to do some good damage.
Okay, and now here he's gonna target. What is he gonna target? Fire. Well, the production now. I mean,
look at this. Isamu is still rallying more and more units,
yeah,
and
now
things are very close. Zergling count is a little bit higher now for Nesquik, and he's up on 21 to 19 Zerglings for his opponent. It's all going to come down to Nesquik defending this. If he defends it successfully, he wins the game. If not, Isamu will have a hard time getting back into this game. So we see more. We see another engagement here at Nesquik's natural. A lot of small engagements here and there, but looks like Nesquik will come out on top eventually.
Oh, Isamu, he's like on his injects. Oh my god, not even injecting. He has 1 queen at 130.
He's too busy microing his Zerglings that he's completely neglecting his queen. And yeah, I mean, his production could have been a lot better. He definitely could use a second queen at that natural to try and keep his production up. It's very unfortunate that it's come down to this, but Nesquik now looks like he is definitely in a better position.
Oh, more drones going down.
Actually, I mean, that's a fantastic bailing hit by Isamu. A few more of those, and he's definitely back into the game.
God, this is just so bad. This is what ZVZ is all about. One decision can change the whole thing, and I just wish Isamu would get his inject off. I mean, get an inject off at the main, then walk down to the natural and back, and you're gonna be fine. That can make a huge difference. And now Isamu's bailing are gonna. 4 bailings going up into the main. He should split them up.
And if he gets the
is he gonna get cornered? Oh my god! Cornered! No!
Cornered, and he kills off a lot
36.
of drones. The game just turned completely around. Whereas Nesquik, who was looking like the favorite here, and this is ZVZ, man. The dynamics just make it so one small micro advantage will win you the game. And oh man, I was a hater, man, but now I love my ZVZ.
Is fun, yeah. And yeah, where's Isamu from? He's from Lebanon as well, isn't he?
He's from Saudi, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, Isamu. He's from Saudi Arabia. My bad. I should know. Oh, embarrassment. Winters dropped the ball, but it's okay. This is great entertainment. I'm happy. I don't think we've had such an entertaining final ever.
Nah, this is a lot more fun than I ever anticipated. And now Isamu going with a lot more units and with more bailings into the mix. Once the spine collar is taken out, it's gonna be very difficult for Nesquik to really do much. He's down in workers, down in supply, and Isamu looks like he can take out this hatchery, and once this hatchery is down, I think Nesquik will tap out.
So, how does Isamu do it? Like, no injects the entire game, and he still pulls it off.
I mean, it's not really about no inject.
I know, but
he did miss out on some inject, but he invested a lot of his multitasking in these small engagements, and that actually paid off for him in the end. I mean, yes, you know, keeping up your inject would have been even better for him, but I guess in this case, his micro was good enough to secure him the win either case.
yeah, absolutely. And now he's gotten off an inject, so good for him. He's getting his Roachmore now as well. So things are looking mighty fine here, but this game is, well, is it over?
It is over, winner.
It's over. You called it.
I called it. I thought it was over about 2 minutes ago for Nesquik, but that massive bailing hit on Nesquik's drones changed everything.
And yeah, now no units on the field here for Isamu, as Nesquik is looking for a quick counter attack here, as 5 roaches are about to pop here. Let's see how they can fare against the Zerglings in lower numbers, and Nesquik gets his first worker of the evening. It is now 40 to 1 respectively for Isamu, killing off his enemy's workers. So Nesquik, in the meantime, my god, he's trying to get his natural expansion back, and it looks like the game is actually stabilizing a bit right now.
The supply count says otherwise, winners.
23 versus 51, I agree. So maybe we're gonna see Isamu just amass a few units and then decide to walk across the map, but let's see what is going to happen here. We've never had this much of an entertaining final as tonight, so...
Not that I can remember, nope.
No.
Big thanks to those players for showing us such a great first game. And although it's unfortunate that we're down to a best of 3 from a best of 5, if the games are going to be this good, I do not mind at all.
That's absolutely correct. Oh, and just want to talk to Taco. That's fine. You don't need to be from. You don't need to be like. You don't need to be Lebanese or Saudi or Syrian to participate in the MENA tournament. You can be an expat, that's fine. It's just for people residing in the MENA region. So that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it, Taco. You're just fine. So yeah, 2 queens now out on the map. 3 spine crawlers were made, and the natural is back up for Nesquik. So let's see where this game is gonna take us.
I don't think there's really much to say, winners. Unless something extremely drastic happens for Nesquik's favor. It looks like Isamu will very confidently take the next game. He's up on 70 supply to 37 for Nesquik, so it's almost double. Isamu, of course, now also has tech advantage, even going for infestation pit. So then once the infestors are out. And with enough roaches, eventually we'll see that final push by Isamu, which will finally, force Nesquik to surrender and try his luck in game number 2.
Absolutely. So I think Isamu might just wait for that upgrade to finish, but I don't know. 3. I mean, I don't know. I'm still, something can still go wrong.
No, definitely. I mean, we've seen worse, to be honest. So anything can happen in StarCraft 2. Things, of course, are looking very much in favor of Isamu, but Nesquik, I'd like to say that he's not out yet, but he's definitely on the ropes and definitely very far behind. Tech-wise, economy-wise, units-wise, supply-wise, almost everything is in Isamu's favor. Nesquik really needs to do something out of the ordinary or something to completely catch his opponent off guard to really be able to come back, winners.
Yeah, absolutely. So a pathogen glance is going to finish in a couple of seconds. 3 infestors on the way. Roaches, Zerglings, and like I said, infestors will be there.
Right, 4 infestors on the way now, and with that roach count and Zergling support, I think Isamu can very safely go out for a nice finishing blow.
Absolutely. So let's see. Now he is gonna move across the map or not. So yeah, I mean this game has lasted over 20 minutes and it's a ZVZ.
I'm very surprised myself. Even more surprised that Nesquik hasn't given up yet. He's definitely a fighter, this one.
And he's even taking a third now.
Why not, winners?
Why not? Exactly, why not?
In this case, there's many reasons why not, but we won't go there.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely Infestor now heading out for some reason. Looks like he wants to drop out some Infested Terran to take out the Overlords.
Why not?
So, like I said, why not? And he'd probably try and focus fire one of them to kill him off, but he's gonna take one out anyway. And yeah, he actually takes both of them out, and he actually supply caps Nesquik, but
loses
he
one.
loses Infestor. Definitely not a good trade.
Well, it's 200 minerals versus... how much does an Infestor go for these days? Any discounts?
Infestor goes for... Give me a second here. I'm not very familiar with Zerg.
Anyhow,
Zerg,
let's check out this
amounts,
engagement
but we
here.
do have an engagement here. I think it's about 200, 150 or something along those lines. In any case, we do have the final engagement of the game. Fungal growth being thrown in now. Nesquik supply is dwindling even further. He's down to almost half now. His drones are forced to push out, but those roaches will make short work of them. Infestors, roaches, and even some infested Terrans doing a lot of damage. And Nesquik is forced to GG.
And the defending champion goes down 1-0 in this best of 3 to finish off the tournament. So yeah, wow, what a nice match.
Definitely.
Oh, I haven't had so much fun in quite some time, and I'm sorry, I don't know why the stream is lagging, everyone. The stream is the same as every week. Nothing is open, nothing is... But just try to load the resolution. But anyhow, that was a great game. Let's see what the next map is going to be. Will Isamu take it, or will Nesquik come back? Let's give him a second to think, and I'd like to thank all our new friends here. Zert. Guys, can't you make easier names for casters to pronounce? Seriously, Zerts. We call them Zerts. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for boosting our stream numbers here. Everything looks absolutely great. Please join the SC2 MENA page on Facebook. That's SC2 space MENA. Look for us on Facebook, like us, and keep up to date with all the news in regards to the MENA region and, of course, what goes on around the world. So, and please don't forget, there is that vote that is actually, I've moved it to the top of the page. It is at the very top. Please vote for your tournament of choice. Modern Warfare 3, FIFA, Halo Reach, or StarCraft 2. I think we all know what we should vote for. It is StarCraft 2, and we're actually, StarCraft 2 is winning. It has 44% of the votes, 22 votes ahead of Modern Warfare 3. So thank you everyone for voting. If we do win the vote, our Lebanese community website friends are going to host a SC2 online tournament for us. So please get voting and do your part as we wait for Nesquik to watch the replay here. Has he decided on a second?
Shakuras.
Shakuras Plateau. Okay. So yeah, I've been actually spending a lot of time playing custom games and going for
not ladder anymore?
No, I'm sick of ladder, you know. My Reaper all ends, my proxy racks all ends. I'm tired right now.
Tired of trolling the world?
Yeah, tired of trolling and people wishing me cancer. Anyhow, this is game number 2 of this best of 3. It is a ZVZ. It is our defending champion Nesquik representing the UAE and Isamu, flying his flag high for Saudi Arabia. Actually, quite a few good players from Saudi, I have to say.
That's right. We have Van Mezian from Team BTK. Unfortunately, he was not able to make this week's tournament, but please try to catch him in one of the other tournaments. He's a very, very talented Terran player. But back to our game of the moment. Over on the top right side of Shakura's Plateau, we have our winner from last week, but the loser of the first game. It is Nesquik. And over on the top left side, the winner from the first game and showing us very, very impressive run so far in the tournament. It is the Blue Zerg Isamu.
That's absolutely right. And Taco is asking, well, someone stream named Taco, he's asking once again, are there any Protosses left in this tournament? Unfortunately, no. There are very few Protoss players. I think this week we only had one. Everyone else seems to choose Terran and Zerg. Zerg are very popular. I don't know why, but they absolutely are. And they seem to win the majority of the tournaments. Have we ever had a Protoss winner? I would need to look at our record, but I don't think so.
I think it was definitely the race with the fewest wins, but I think we might have had one Protoss win at some point. The rest has been, of course, all occupied by Terran and Zerg, as they are the most popular races, at least in the MENA region. But I mean, looking even at the international tournaments, Protoss, aside from a few wins recently, they haven't been doing as well.
Yeah.
And have been falling to Terrans and Zergs almost all the time.
Yeah, so I think we've seen a bit of a Zerg resurrection with Lenok at MLG. Recently, of course, Marine King won the last one, the MLG Winter, but also DRG taking it at the GSL. I hope I didn't spoil anything for anyone, I'm sorry. Not like day 9 when he was on stream and some father was listening with his daughter and day 9 said Santa Claus isn't real, and he broke the little girl's heart, and oh my god, that's the worst thing you could have said.
Oh, that must have been terrible.
Yeah, the father actually emailed day 9 and he talked about it, and honestly, I didn't know that a little 12-year-old girl would actually watch StarCraft 2 with her dad, and then at that right second day 9 would say, Santa isn't real. Oh my god, the girl must have been heartbroken, just like I am every time Marine King Prime falls short of a GSL victory. Anyhow, back to the game here. Quicker hatch for Nesquik once again, and let's see if he can turn that economic advantage into a victory. He needs a comeback, but now we see the first Zergling's already out. Speed is gonna be a lot faster here for Isamu. He's gonna get his Baneling Nest too, but earlier defensive Banelings will be available to Nesquik. So choosing speed, choosing Banelings over speed. How do you feel about that?
It's a tough choice to make, but Nesquik knows that he's going to be under constant aggression for the next few minutes, as he did go for the hatch first and probably scouted the no hatch yet for Isamu. So that as important as speed is, Banelings have a better chance, I think, of stopping any attacks from Isamu, as we do have that ramp just outside the natural. I mean, the terrain of the map allows that, if you park a couple of Banelings there, you'll be able to essentially stop any Zerglings from coming in.
So, Isamu just gets his Overlord away with 10 HP here, and Isamu is already morphing the 5 first Banelings of this match here. His speed's already done. A Spinecrawler, though, is already in position, a Queen as well, and, well, I don't know if it's gonna work again here for Isamu.
No, I really doubt it's gonna work this time. Alright, he does get a couple of Zerglings to the main, but they will be taken out. But I definitely see why Nesquik chose this map, as the entrance to the natural is almost impossible to penetrate. And look at this, he lost all his banelings and all his zerglings for absolutely nothing. And I think Nesquik will definitely have the edge this time around. I mean, Isamu is now taking his expansion, but it's so much later than that of Nesquik. And as we move along more and more into the game, Nesquik will definitely feel the advantage over to on his to his favor. Banelings once again stopped, by the Queen and the Spinecrawler. Great micro by Nesquik, positioning his Queen just in the right location to intercept the Banelings. And I mean, Isamu is still trying to do something about this, and I really think that Nesquik will be able to defend without any problem.
Yeah, I mean, Isamu's hatch is just popping now. He's he's just lost so many units already. Looking at the unit loss tab, he's lost double of his opponent, but that's how it works. He's gonna get a few Zerglings, Speedlings into the main. He might focus fire one drone, not even that, and he's gonna lose everything. And I think he knows that he's down right now, and yeah, I mean,
look at this, man. Nesquik is just doing this perfectly. He's defending almost flawlessly. None of Isamu's attacks really were able to do anything. I mean, the worst they did was damage the Spinecrawler and not even kill it at that. So Isamu's attacks have been completely thwarted by Nesquik, and Nesquik definitely with advantage now. He has a supply lead. Tell me what's happening.
I like what Nesquik did there. He scouted with his Overlord. He did not see any Spinecrawler here, and now he's deciding to move in. No, not too many defenses that he has to overcome to tackle Isamu here. He has the Baneling count and the Zerg count, or Speedling count lead here as well, and this should quickly go to game number 3 here.
Nesquik with a lot of banelings, we were able to take out all those drones and even move to attack those in the main. Queen, though, nice attack by Isamu, is able to get to those banelings. Had there been a second baneling there, that would have been devastating, as all those drones only had one more baneling detonation, and they would have all been dead. Nesquik still with the healthy supply lead, 48 to 31, and Isamu is always going to be constantly on the constantly behind, as long as Nesquik doesn't really make any big mistakes.
So anyhow, Isamu is behind, and what I did like here from Nesquik, sign of a good player, he didn't just produce unit after unit after unit. He actually got a nice round of about 10 drones in there to back his economy, making sure he has enough gas, enough minerals, and now he's trying to make something happen. He does have the supply lead. He's going for a layer. He already has. He has his Roach Warren, doesn't he? No, yeah.
No, he does not.
Yeah, he
does.
Oh,
okay, sorry. Yeah, he does have Roach Warren already, so he's ready for any kind of Roach action.
Exactly.
And if he gets with that lair, Isamu, though, now he also started his lair, so Nesquik with just a slight advantage, timing advantage. And yeah, I mean, Nesquik is still going to maintain his lead until Isamu can do something drastic.
Exactly. And as we all know, ZVZ, Zerg versus Zerg, is a game of drones, and Nesquik is in the lead by about 21 right now. That is absolutely huge. His income and his gas, his mineral and gas income are a lot higher. That means he can upgrade more, he can get better upgrades than his opponent, he can get better units and more of them out there, and eventually whittle down his opponent. He can start trading effectively and then take the win, tie up the series, and try to defend his crown in game number 3.
That's right. I mean, look at all those upgrades for Nesquik. He got speed upgrade, he got +1 attacks, he's researching Burr now, and Roach v Roach, it's gonna come down to the upgrades, and when that eventually happens, Nesquik is simply gonna have better Roaches, and he's actually taking a third now. I mean, he has map control, he knows he's up in the lead, so why not take a third?
Yeah, why not? You just took the words out of my mouth. So yeah, again, this is this game is not quite over just yet. It's gonna last a bit longer, as now we see Nesquik, he's not gonna move out, he's just gonna position himself on the map, just do a bit of posturing, because he's taking his third right now. He wants to be able to defend it, just in case there are a few lings who try to run by and who are gonna check. So let's do a little comparison here. 48 drones versus 35. Though the Zergling count is greatly in Isamu's favor, and his Roach count, well, it's only 10 down, but the upgrades do favor his opponent. Second evolution chamber on the way for Nesquik too. So yeah, Nesquik is just, he's the safe player that we know he is. He's taking a third, and he's just going to get his army, he's going to get his unit composition, and then he's going to steamroll his opponent. So he doesn't need to take any risks.
Certainly looks like it, but we do see Isamu push out now with quite a sizable army. Quite a few Zerglings and quite a few Roaches and Banelings as well. Morphing is at 11 Banelings at a time, so he's going to have quite the Baneling numbers. But against Roaches winners,
no.
I'm not sure that's the best idea, especially considering Nesquik has very few Zerglings out.
I mean, I would have preferred him keeping his Zerglings, his Speedlings, and then whittling down the Roaches, because
I think the Speedlings would have done better, will do better against the Roaches than the Banelings, definitely. The Banelings are best against Zerglings, and if your opponent has no Zerglings, then what are you going to use them for? Roaches with the great armor and great HP will not take much damage from the Banelings. And
here.
Look at that beautiful split by Nesquik, and now his Roach count come infinitely higher than that of Isamu, and Isamu was forced to run away. And I think Nesquik can just press his advantage and keep on going.
Well, if he's smart enough, he's just going to go for that third, get rid of the third, and he is smart enough to do so. He can fend off this attack or the Roaches of Isamu, and then take the third, and well, he doesn't even bother. He does everything at once because he is Nesquik. And, well, that was a slip of the mouse from me. But yeah, Roach numbers are greater. I mean, the upgrades are in, excuse me,
It's all about the upgrades, definitely. The +1 attack for Nesquik definitely
and
showing its advantage here. And like you said, winners, it's a move called the GG, and we are going to a third and final game.
Yep. Absolutely correct. So this final is going down to the wire yet again. Thankfully, no one has to leave, and the best of 3, I think everyone's happy with that. So thanks again for all you new faces, all you new people in the stream, in the chat. I've been talking to some of you, and it's nice to have you on board. Join us in the SC2 MENA channel as well. To make new friends, my name is Winners. With me is Twitnu, and you get to know the players. I mean, we're all here from bronze all the way up to masters. Find your opponent, talk to people. We're all really nice here. We're all friends. We want to help each other. As Isamu chooses Entombed Valley for his last and final map for, well, all of us, for this week's SC2 MENA Cup.
That's right, winners. I'll be creating the game very shortly.
Thank you.
And we should get going now. As it is getting a little late, we were able to finish our previous cups a little bit earlier. But I don't mind at all, as we did have some great games today.
That is absolutely correct here. I'm just I need to report a score here. 1 second. Nesquik versus Dan Cake. That was a clean. That was a 2-1.
That was a 2-1. That's right.
2-1 Nesquik. So I just have to do the brackets here real quick. I don't know if.
All right. We're just waiting for you.
Sorry, my bad.
No problem.
Okay, here I am. Entombed Valley. Wow. We've seen the ZVZ on this? No, have we?
I don't recall, to be honest.
Maybe we have, maybe we haven't, but now we will. So the bronze match will be an all Lebanese affair. Once again, Bulletproof and then Cake are gonna be.
Did they start off?
I do not know. I sure hope so. So this is the last. This is the last match of the day. Last time you'll introduce these players.
Looks like it. Winners over on the bottom right corner. of Entum Valley. Our winner of the first game, loser of the second, it is the Yellow Zerg Isamu from Saudi Arabia. And over on the top left end of the map, we have our winner from last week. It is the Orange Zerg Nesquik, and he is a UAE player.
That is absolutely correct. I'm happy that we have some UAE representation here. As some of you might know, we did have a UAE team representing the country and the region in the ESL Country Championships, but unfortunately I had to withdraw because pretty much the entire team except one person called it quits. Somebody wants to be a boxer, someone else had some trouble, somebody else didn't like the game, and someone else, well, he just totally forgot about that we existed.
Yeah, I don't even want to think of that.
So
I don't even remember that. Anyway, back to the game at hand.
Yes.
Cross positions, which means it is quite a long way for both players to reach their opponent's base, which means we might possibly see a longer than usual game.
Maybe.
But was that a 7 pool from Isamu?
Yeah, that was quite early. I think that was.
And oh, look at it! It's a hatch first coming from Nesquik. So our last week winner might be facing some trouble here.
Yeah, because of a build
but this is
order
definitely
win.
an all-in. If Isamu doesn't, make anything happen with this, he's definitely out of it. So it's all going to come down to whether Nesquik can defend
and
or not.
Where Isamu sends his Zerglings. Okay, he sent out the drone first. So is he going to go cross map? He should.
I think he will, winners.
Yeah, I think he will. Absolutely, yes, he will be going cross map the pool only now, and oh dear.
Not yet done, winners, and Nesquik doesn't see this coming. Isamu's Zerglings do reach and they spot the hatchery. And very happy to see the hatchery, and now they're at the main, and they will have free reign on those drones for quite a bit. And yeah, no mining going on for Nesquik, and so he will not even be able to produce enough Zerglings to
oh, this is a shame.
Count this. And looks like our last game of the night, which we predicted was gonna take longer than the others, might
jinxed
actually
it.
quicker. It's me, man. I jinxed everything. Yeah, you want something to happen, let me know and I'll predict the exact opposite. Ladies and gentlemen, this game is over. Nesquik does lose all his drones and tapped out without a GG. And Isamu is our winner for this this week, winners.
Congratulations to Isamu. He took the risk, and sometimes you do get rewarded if you do take the appropriate risk at the appropriate time. So congratulations to Isamu. He's our new champion here. Congratulations to him. So yeah, Nesquik saying, so you cheese. Well, sometimes cheese is good, and I'm sorry, cheese sometimes is appropriate. I'm not even going to talk about myself, but anyhow, I do encourage the standard play. But like Isamu just said, he saw his style, he read his opponent, he knows that he went 15 hatch and he used it. He saw an advantage, an opening, and he used it, which won him the tournament. So congratulations. I believe this is Isamu's first time of winning the SC2 MENA Cup, so congrats to him. So we do have, for the second week running, a new champion. So to all you new faces out there, why don't you join us next week for SC2 MENA Cup number 18. The sign up page will be up in a couple of days on our Facebook page. That's SC2 MENA, S and the C and the 2 space MENA, all caps, and you will find the sign up page there. So hang out in the BattleNet channel 2, that's SC2 MENA, all caps, just one word. We're all here, and ask for help if you're weak in one matchup, if you want to have some 2v2 fun, some team micro arena or such. We're all here to have a great time. My name is Winners, with me is Twitnu as always, and we cast, we promote, we do our thing for esports in the Middle East and North Africa, and we need your support. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, let us know and spread the word. Thank you very much for tuning in. A big shout out for the new guys on the block. Big shout out for Last Resort in Abu Dhabi, the home of StarCraft 2. of the United Arab Emirates. Thank you very much for tuning in, and how about you end the cast this week?
Sure, winners. I think you covered most of the bases. I just want to give one last special shout out to Gaming 420,
Oh, yes.
because as always, we are streaming on their Twitch platform. So big thanks to them for allowing us to do so. Please check them out. You will find news and the community events for all the things happening in the region, everything esport related, from Counter Strike to Dota to StarCraft. So please check them out and follow them on Twitter. It's Gaming 420. And you can follow myself at Twidno and my good friend Winners at SC2 MENA. And I think that about wraps it up for tonight and this week, Winners.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be a wrap. So everyone stay tuned. Check out the SC2 MENA page. Be active. Post some fun videos, some great videos that you see. Post your setup. Show us how you play the best game. Let us know what mouse, what mousepad, what keyboard, what screen, whatever gadget you have to play the greatest game of all time. So anyhow, good night from Winters, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everyone.
Bye bye.